All right, third time's a charm. This is our third time going live tonight. Third time going live tonight. We are having technical difficulties because we're trying something new. So this is going to be unlisted now. And we're going to jump over here to Streamlabs. Okay, and then we're going to, well, this is already filled in, but let's go ahead and refill it. Oops, let's go ahead and refill it in. I'm the realist. There isn't anyone but me. Okay, let's give it a new title. Pokemon 151 Mini Break. Pre-order customs. And then we'll also say Blaziken break. Alt break. Live card shop. It's good enough. And then let's hit save on that. I don't know if Mike's side's still watching. But we're going to need that thumbnail one more time. What a crazy night, huh? Let me get the tags as well. We're going to need the tags. That's pretty bad. Who's still here? Who hasn't ran away? Upload thumbnail. Save that. Alright, that's good enough. Secret Wonder still hasn't gone off. Ah, darn you, Secret Wonders. Hello, my favorite people is Tony Pepperoni. I ran around the block real quick. Matthew's, he's not new. He's been around the block. Alright, so let's try this again. I told you guys that I figured it could actually be the new accessory that caused the crash. Because before we went live, I actually made sure that it was charging. There it goes, guys. This is the last time. I'm confident it will work now because we are just going to run this over Wi-Fi like normal. All right. Woo. What is this music, man? Mr. 151 will have a God Pack. Will it really? So somebody said 151 is a 20 booster pack box. Let's go double check that. Why can't they just stick to like one set? It says Japanese 20 packs. You're right. Okay. Yeah, that's weird, man. They need to stop changing things around. I mean, they do have 20-pack booster boxes, but those aren't the wide ones. They're the thin ones like this. So these are usually the ones that contain 20 packs, but they present Pokemon 151 as being a wide box, which normally has 30 packs. So don't buy these too quickly. We need to recalculate the price. Oh, it actually costs more now. Oh, okay. Yikes. That's not good. So if there's only 20 packs in the box, it of course costs more per pack. Oops. Yes. So unfortunately, each spot should be $21. I'm doing 20. Yeah, wait a second. No. Wait. There's still some math missing here. So it should be $20 a pack. But now there are only 10 spots. So the odds change. Does it? Yeah, that's correct. Okay, so it's $20 for 10 spots. That's what we're doing. Okay? So your odds are 1 in 10, but it costs more. Whew. The box price didn't change. No, but the number of booster packs in the box changes. So you have to recalculate. It should be $10 a pack more money. It's going to be $20 per pack. And there's going to be 20 spots. Remember, these are not actual Pokemon 151 boosters. These are custom boosters. And your odds are not 1 in 15. Your odds are 1 in 10. There you go. Mister, is the line long tonight? Oh, the line's so long tonight. No, it's probably short because we just reset the stream for the 3rd time. So the stream got reset 3 freaking times as we ran an experiment with an Ethernet cable, and it went poorly, sadly. So the Ethernet cable drains more battery than the charger can actually put into the phone, and so there's there's a negative output on the battery, and the battery dies, and then the phone shuts off. So that has not worked well. Do you have 151 boxes for pre-order? If you want to buy directly in, I could do that if you'd like. I'd have to go pick a price for the actual booster packs now. So when is 151 going to be $20 a pack? Well, it's not $20 a pack. These are custom boosters. There's only 10 per round. So 1 round will get you 1 whole box of Pokemon 151. These are custom boosters for 1 whole box of Pokemon 151. Your odds are 1 in 10 for $20, okay? That's not the same. Who's doing lines? There we go. All right. $10 a pack? It most likely will be $11 a pack. This is actually technically a little cheaper. You ready? Whoa. Whoa. All right. Do you like Fire Emblem? I played it. I thought it was okay. I didn't hate it, but I didn't finish playing it, so I must not have liked it that much. I like Advance Wars a lot better. It's designed by the same company. Isn't that funny? All right, there we go. Jeff Leon. I'm definitely going to have to stop mid-stream and clean my book up. This music's just okay. Turn that down a little bit. All right. He's taking a selfie with the gang. There we go. Here we are. Jeff, I think that you normally do not take your holos with this, Jeff. Yes, the Fire Emblem cards are nice. I'm cranky tonight. I'm sorry. How can I make you feel better? Did you get enough sleep? Did you get enough smoochies? All right, here's 6 corrupted. Spot on the Flareon. You got it. Okay. Oops. 6 corrupted. No and no. Man, that's most of life, isn't it? Most of life is not getting enough food, enough sleep, or smoochies. One of those 3 things. Abigail Zakic is 1 Chinese V-Star, 1 Pokemon Go Japanese. Let's see. Ta-da. 1 Pokemon Go Japanese. Okay, that would be these guys. Aha! I buy high and then I sell low. Mister, I'm not hangry. I'm pissed. Oh, who else is pissed tonight? I'm pissed. Aren't Smoochies free on this channel? Free Smoochies. Smooch. It is. And think about when you were a baby, right? Babies need to be like held, walked around, taken, cradled, rocked. You're an adult now, but it's like all those things are still technically inside of you. It's just that you do them in adult ways now. There we go. So it might be the case that you could be unhappy because nobody's been nice to you today. That's a real thing. Nobody's nurtured you today. Okay, Abigail. Like, you ever see like the monkeys in the wild and they all hang out and pick each other's fur? Nobody's done that to you today. You need like a massage. There we go. Need some grooming. There we go. Because we're not a whole lot different from the animals in the wild. Humans are just smart animals. You know what I mean? I pulled that Pikachu God pack from V-Star Universe. Can I send you the Pikachu for grading with PSA? Yes, but you will want to send it out right away. Don't wait. Send it out soon, because I'm thinking about doing the submission this weekend. It probably will happen this weekend. Jonathan Emmons, 1 Disney. I have a bag. 1 Disney. Okay. I'm disappointed that our experiment with the Ethernet cable did not work. I mean, it did technically. Yeah, it did work at the start, but it's a battery drain. How do you fix that? Can you attach another accessory that gives you a more powerful battery? Imagine needing an accessory for your accessory. Wow, there's that Mandalorian. Congratulations. He pulled it on 1 pack. Why does that always happens? You got guys like Sunvan Fan comes in, and he spends money buying a whole booster box, and then you get Jonathan Emmons orders a single pack and pulls Mandalorian. Unbelievable, man. I almost feel like it's not fair, but that's how jackpots work. That is exactly how jackpots work. Everyone else gets you the good one. Congratulations, Jonathan Emmons. Yeah, I'm triggered, man. I'm triggered. Wow, man. That is pretty dang good. Cardenas. How much is that worth? That's the expensive Mandalorian card. Well, I was talking about that yesterday. Yeah, he might be like 300. Pretty hot, man. Congratulations. You know, I could send it off to PSA for you if you want. We do PSA middleman service now, so keep an eye on that. There it is. 200 raw. You know, he'll probably turn into 10, though, so. Grab this real quick. It's fucking raw. Have you seen the gameplay for Armored Core? I saw a little bit of gameplay. Yeah, they put out a gameplay trailer the other day. Bud with my buds. Okay, Jonathan Emmons pulled this when? 615, 615, 23. Nice job. Very good. Yeah, that's a cool freaking card. That's going to go in the cool kids box with whatever else has been in here. Jeff Leon's little rainbow pull here. A lot of Weiss pulls. That's a Dragon Ball. There's a Pokemon. There's a Pokemon. That's a Jeff Leon pull too, man. Jeff Leon's got quite a few cards. Whew. I feel like this card, the Squawkabilly should just be taken out of their spots and put away, because I don't feel like they're special enough to belong in the cool kids box. They're not like expensive enough. There's too many of them. Probably like a $60 card. I was going to order a pack tonight. It's like the 3rd best pull, only behind Steamboat and Stamped Mickey. We need Stamped Mickey. Damn it. All right, very good. Let's see what else we got. We're going to have a busy night. What do you guys think? Busy night or slow night? Trisha Gomez, 2 spots on the Flavion. Flavion. Welcome. So we're up to 11. So this is 12, 13, Christian, Gomez. I just sold my Stamped Mickey. Nice. Mickey Mouse. Ruben Rodriguez. $10 for my Blastoise Slab away. You got it. You said exclamation mark. It kind of threw me off. Ruben. Look at all these slab aways, man. If everyone just paid their slab away off today, I'd be rich. Ruben. Here it is. This goes down to 40. Boom. All right, good. Thank you. Ooh, slow night tonight? I don't have any more orders. That is all the orders. I don't blame you guys. We were having the stream crash. Here's a Bank of America order. Grant J. Kwan, 2 in the Flareon. Okay, Flareon's done. Flareon is done, actually. So we're going to get a new poker card after this. But that is not the sign of a very busy stream. Grant Kwan. There you go. What are you going to do with the money? 6. I did cheap. $3.50. Okay, set that there. And let's go ahead and grab one of these. Hey, mister, what you got for bounty? You want to know what the bounty is? I'll go get some bounty paper towels. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, that's 15. Mr. Secret Wonder still at 3. It probably is. Yeah, Secret Wonders pack break you're talking about. Got him. 151, we have custom boosters, custom pre-order boosters for Pokemon 151. You can jump into that list and have a 1 in 10 odds of a whole box of Pokemon 151. Remember to mimic the scammer if someone pulls Mimbreon tonight. Oh, yeah, I gotta remember that. I'm gonna do that. What I'm gonna do is I'll pull the card off screen and then I'll swap it with like a I don't know, something from the PokeBRUH. And then I'll pretend it's like real. I'll be like, oh my god, you pull a Leafeon. Oh, sorry. All right, give me a number. Not if, mister. When? Okay, Corrupted says 5. Oh, okay, both of you guys said 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here it goes. Good luck. That's Flavion. 1 is 6. Sorry, it's cold. 2 is Steven. 3, 4, 5. There it is. Tim Stodgel on 5. See that? Tim Stodgel on 5. Congratulations, Tim. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yay, Mr. Tim. Tim went deep, too. A lot of people jumped into this one. They said, wait a second, I want that Flavion. Well, I suppose we pick a new mini break. Yeah, that was a nice one. There we go. Tim Stodgel. I was 1 off this time. Ta-da! Boop. All right. Well, let's see what we got down here. Vulpix is cute. He's pretty cool. Here's a Meowth. Here's a Porygon. Here's a Golem. A Ninetale. A Ninetale's 9, huh? Let's get that Ninetale's 9 done. It'll be a real fast one. Blue Poker deck, Ninetale's 9. So when it is a 9, it is much cheaper. That was easy. Got my order in for 151. There we go. Do Red. Who destroyed the dam? Ukraine or Russia? Honestly, probably Ukraine, right? Because Russia's the one taking over those regions, and Ukraine's saying, you're not going to keep the dam. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure that was Ukraine who just did that. Also, I'd never considered it before, but I realize now that Ukraine probably was the one who blew up the Nord Stream pipeline. Because actually, I found out there was a report that came out that said the United States actually warned Ukraine not to blow up Nord Stream, and it got blown up anyway. So why would we warn them not to blow it up and then blow it up ourselves? Because the theory before was that we blew it up. There we go. It's confirmed NATO did. I think, says Space Jesus. That's the perfect, I think they did it. Yeah, it sounds like nobody really knows, but it occurs to me that Ukraine could have done it. Ukraine could have been like, F your Nord Stream pipeline. Okay, let me see. It flooded mostly Russian-controlled territory. $151 made to order set. Yeah, meaning if a big card shop says we need 1 million of these, Pokemon said, all right. Scalpers are pissed. Are they though? I don't know. Like, you guys could call me a scalper if you want. If I get a hold of the product for cheap, actually it is not bad because people are more likely to buy it at a cheap price than a high price. So I was thinking about making a topic on this subject and saying, I don't actually think this affects resellers as much as it affects people who are actually into the hobby. Because now I can tell you that these cards will not be rare. They'll be like Vivid Voltage. So in the end, I got plenty of Vivid Voltage sales, and I have access to cheap Vivid Voltage, and I do sell it. And it does not affect my sales overall. And the only people who really got affected were people who liked Vivid Voltage, but now the set is basically like as common as water. So it's just not rare and not fun to collect as a result. So I almost feel like it actually affects the collector the most in the end. Like the resellers will mostly be fine, and it will be real collectors will be affected by this. Okay, we have this pretty Ninetales 9 from the blue deck. It looks really nice. So I don't know what they found, But that is a 1 in 8 Ninetales for $5. I'm going to get a box of 151, keep it sealed. World 1 limit makes sense. I wonder if price will drop in a month. Probably not. Do you have cards in the eBay vault? Well, real collectors like me are poor. Pokemon Center Japan website has wait time. I don't like that term real collectors because I've been accused of not being a real collector many, many times. And it's really, it starts to get annoying at some point because it's like people don't like that I'm aware of prices and good at trading and that I sell the packs. And so they think that just because of those things are true, that means you can't be a real collector. So people like to do a lot of gatekeeping on who's a, quote, real collector. And over a longer period of time, I think people treat me more like, okay, he's a card shop owner, right? But it's like when I got started, people were really relentlessly mean. There's a lot of jealousy in the hobby. And, you know, there could be somebody who really likes the hobby. And that is why they're into selling packs, because they actually really like card trading and cards. You know, because there's a lot of different jobs to do out there. But yeah, I don't know. Just a thought of mine. We use terms like that, real collectors, but it's hard to say because, you know, there are also cases of people who are clearly just kind of like scalpers. Like that one guy who was selling to Logan Paul. What was his name? The real scummy bald guy. I mean, he turned out to be super duper scummy because he was involved in that crypto scheme and he actually cashed out on the crypto scheme. I don't remember his name. Really dislike that guy. It's funny because in my mind, I kind of gave him the benefit of the doubt at first. Now we know he is a terrible person. Ryan J. Havens for 1 PSA grade for Giratina Altart that my son pulled on the last Christmas. And $5 for tip or burner. I will ship card to you tomorrow. Oh, I see. So you're shipping a card in to be graded with PSA. Well, let me just mention, Ryan, ship it safely and be sure to leave a little note explaining that it is a mail-in PSA grade that you've already paid for. Okay, just say that on a note when you mail it in. It'll help me know what the heck's going on. I'll be like, did I order one of these? All right, 5 tips, 5 for tip or burner. Well, if you're saying tip or burner, I prefer tip, Ryan. But here, I'll take $1 of that and put it toward the burner. How about that? I'm going to take the tip. I'm a tips guy. Logan Paul, just a scummy. I don't know. You can say Logan Paul is scummy, but this other guy is definitely scummier, in my opinion. We're talking about Collector Guru, yeah. Whatever his name was, Guru something. Collectibles Guru. That guy is trash, man. He was definitely only in the hobby to make money. I remember reading a tweet of his where people were arguing with him, and he said, "It's stupid cardboard, bro." Like he was belittling it. I was like, you sound like somebody who don't really like the card sets. You don't really care. You're just here for money. And then he sold the fake box, basically. Remember that? He was the he was the middleman for the sale of a fake first edition booster box. So people started to question, did he take the real one and swap it out with the fake one? And then when it came to the whole crypto scam, the Crypto Zoo, the original owners, the original developers, the startup guys, they buy in first, right? That's how you get rich in crypto. You buy in first. But everyone promises not to sell out. Well, the moment he gets a chance to sell out, the Collectibles Guru sells out to the tune of like $5 million. And then he runs away. So he breaks the rule. He sells out and runs away. So he's real scummy. Not a fan. Still waiting for my 30,000 Bulbasaur to pop. That's right. 10K, 20K, maybe 30K. Yeah, he obviously was not a guru of collectibles in the first place. Jose E. Mendez, here for the completion of my payment on my Versus Entei slab. Why, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Let's go put that away. Jose E. Mendez Versus Entei from May, which was last month. Let's just see if it's over here, in case I can save some time not getting up. No, we'll have to get up. You guys want to see the cards that have been slabbed away recently? These are all the cards that have been slabbed away recently. Emolga. This War Turtle needs to be added to that Blastoise thing. Lugia's. Checklist Cardos. Mew. Odin. Acerola Intuition. Hitmonlee. No Rarity Charizard. Evolution Charizard. Tyranitar and Tyranitar. Isn't that cool? That's a lot, man. That's a lot of slabs. I have to replace those at some point, somehow. Holy mollies. we would have shoe collectors buying out 151, hoarding in their parents' basements. Would we? Okay, so, Mr. Jose Mendez, let me go grab that. I got some new slabs in, actually. I don't know if you guys like to see my new slab. What'd I get? So this is Mr. Mendez's. I love slab away, slab away. So here's a first edition Tentacruel from Wind from the Sea. Isn't that a fantastic card? Great. And then we have this Espeon VMAX. I believe this replaces the one we had previously broken. So now that we have that replacement, I have it in stock again. And then we got a Delta Species Dragonite. Rawr. Look at that white dot in the corner. Oh my God. Always with the white dots. You know, that just tells me, oh my God, it's got 2 white dots. Let's check this out. What really is a 10 in the end, guys? 1 dot, 2 dot. Now, let's see when this was graded. You ready? 6.9. That's not that long ago. So, you never know what's going to be a 10, guys. You never know. Send it in. It could have a little white dot, and it might still pass. You just never know, guys. Don't give up. Just because it has a little white dot, don't give up. Send it in anyways. If it's a 9, you can try to sell it to break even, but you never know. They might say, oh, all right, it's a 10. 3-1 on the bottom. Protect the kids from YouTube. Pride people embracing too. Damn Delta Species Dragonite. He's a pretty card, isn't he? He's a pretty card. He could be a break soon. So I'll put him away for now. Pride, Persian Heart, Lesbian, 1 dot, 2 dot, red dot, blue dot, little white dot. Has the sublist finished. Which sublist? Which sublist? Okay, you ready? Did you do the pride emojis? No, those are not mine. Those are provided by YouTube. Okay. 151 English will make Charizard a promo card. Yeah, I agree. Okay, the next order is Francisco Carreta. I'm sorry you're having stream issues tonight. Hopefully you get it figured out. Yep, we're just streaming the old-fashioned way, so we're fine now. He says, could I please have 1 in the Pokemon Mini? Could my number be 3? Please put it under Francisco. Okay, you got it. Okay, you're the first one in. So every 10 rounds of that, a whole box of Pokemon 151 will come out and go to one of you 10. All right, cool. Austin Welch, 8 packs of Battle Region for Austin Welch. Hello, Austin. Welcome. Gonna open any packs for yourself? If we reach 180 viewers, I will open up a pack for myself. We reached 180 yesterday, so we reach 180 today, I'll open a pack. All we got to do is hit the same number we did yesterday. I could honestly see us not hitting that number just because of the triple reset on the live stream. I think that probably YouTube advertises the live stream less when you've reset it twice. So I don't know. Are they making Pokemon 151 in English? Yes, it comes out in September, though. That's forever from now. That's July, August, September, guys. So we're not going to have 151 in English for a while for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know why. Did you see that PSA graded a Persian with the ding-dong on its head? A what? Can we do a pack break? 6 Corrupted asks. Absolutely. All right, stick around. We're going to have a pack break available. We are. Anything you guys want. I'm here to get you what you want. Okay. That's 1. What's really cool in this set is that the reverse hollers are pretty neat. 2. Absol. I thought he got Illustrator as a 9 and regraded it into a 10. Here's the bird. Taka! And Miltank. That's Austin Welch. Thank you, Austin. I don't know what's appropriate to say on the chat, says Austin Welch. How's it going, Austin? You say, I'm pissed. That's what's appropriate. Armand, Arjun, Ayan, Arturo. Aha. What did you name your boat? The SS Pokemon. What's the top speed on your new boat? So it's a tri-tune, and it goes a little over 30 miles an hour. So it doesn't go like, it's not like a speedboat, which will go faster than that. But it feels pretty fast for how wide it is, and it feels fast for how bumpy the water is. The water out here, once you get to the area where the other boats are, you get these huge waves, and so you're constantly jumping up in the air, and so yeah, it's a pretty bumpy ride. There are boats with more powerful engines or boats with a design for going fast, but we are going for a boat that's great for like a pleasurable day out, for traveling over to the state park, which we can now park at in our boat, and for pulling people behind us in a tube, which you don't really need to go super fast for that. 30 is actually pretty fast on the water. It feels fast. Okay, there you go, Austin. Turbocharge it. We could, but yeah, you don't really need to go a lot faster than that, believe it or not. It feels really fast. It's a small boat. So if you've ever driven a Sea-Doo, 30 miles an hour feels crazy fast. You're like, I'm going to die when you get up to 30 miles an hour, because it feels like you smack into one wave the wrong way and you're going to just capsize. That's what it feels like. So at 30 miles an hour, and water's not the same as driving a car. It's very different feeling. Okay, Roger Gray says $25 to finish my slow bro slab away. Time to pick up the boys. $9 to finally ship my box in an odd spot. I should have 16 slabs. That's a lot. Okay, Roger Gray. Put this away. Forgot to remove Jose Mendez from the list. Now we're going over to Roger Gray. I wonder how often I do that. Roger Gray slow bro from June. Hey, is he over here? No, he must have been put away. Yukon a boat. Mister, I want to see John in a one-piece riding an inflatable behind the boat. I need to come drive your boat soon. You need to come drive the boat. Head right over. You can come pick your cards. I have a fever. Grading with TCCG is my addiction. This is Mister when someone tells him he is beautiful. Pride, face, orange flowing. That boat is fire, Mister, not going to lie. Well, we'll take it out for a little drive, and we'll record it live sometime. But yeah, I mean, it was so fast. At 30 miles an hour, your hat flies off, your sunglasses fly off, and you can't sit in your seat even. You're just like flying out of your seat. So it is fast for water. And if you owned a really giant tri-tune, it would be a less bumpy ride. But it's like, what I've learned is that giant tri-tunes can't turn very quickly, and they're terrible to park. So if you guys didn't know this, my last tri-tune went just 30 miles an hour. That was its top speed, was 30. And so this is fine. It's just the same speed, but a much smaller, more maneuverable boat. And it's way, way easier to park. Way, way, way easier. Because that was something I really didn't like about it. Regardless, I did not like parking. Aha, here we are. I noted right away that parking a giant tri-tune in a very busy boating area is terrifying, because you can crash that boat into a boat much more expensive than yours, and it will ruin your whole day. So that is the problem. Yeah, you can crash your boat into a much more expensive boat. So having a really small boat has an advantage for parking. Land a backflip in your boat. Is boat insurance expensive for you? I currently don't have boat insurance. Actually, I don't know if you're required to have boat insurance, but I think that is recommended. But yeah, when we were driving that Tri-Tune, we didn't have boat insurance then either. So, because we only took it out 3 times, right? So I hadn't bought any insurance for it at the time. And yeah, so if you were to crash into another guy's boat, you know, you're gonna be on the hook for his boat. And so yeah, it was kind of scary driving. It was on my mind. I was like, shoot, man, you don't want to park this. This is gigantic, and one wrong, you know, maneuver, and you've crashed into some guy's $1 million boat now. Okay, Roger, I've already got your address. We're going to set you up with expensive shipping. There we go. You know, and some of those places you can take the boat are really crowded. Really, really crowded. There's like boat traffic. They're coming and going, tons of them. You got 10 boats all trying to park at the same time. And, you know, so it's a bit intimidating because driving in the water is not like driving a car. It's very different. All right, there we go. Very nice. Andrew Zhang is here. 1 quintessential. You got it, Mr. Andrew. Gonna need a freight if I keep getting slabs. How many spots left for the Blaziken? He's moved forward a lot. I think there's 12 spots left. So Blaziken's coming closer to the end. And you know, when he finishes, we're going to get a new slab out. So that's going to be fun. So if you want to see him finish and you want to know what's next, help him move along. And you never know. Maybe you'll be pulled. Here's the answer he chose, Futaru. I do have 4 slabs still in grading. I haven't seen them posted yet. Yeah, so they're probably still waiting. There we go. Andrew Zhang. Mr. Andrew. Dirks. Oh, wait. You're over here. I know you are. Okay, Andrew Zhang. There we go. Hello. Okay. Very nice. And with that, we're completely out of orders. We're only at 1:46 a.m. in the morning, and there are 0 orders. That's very bad. Let's get a pack break. I've seen this before, though. Sometimes it picks up really heavily in the second half of the stream, and the beginning of the stream was slow, so maybe that's happening again. I don't know. But let me go ahead and get a booster pack break for you all. We'll do another top series 1 pack break. Here we are. Slow night, huh? For a Wednesday, that's a bit odd. I would have expected a Wednesday to be a bit busier. Ba-ba. There we go. Let me grab this. We need free ones. I send for my slab away, says Ruben. No more orders? Let me see what's on that menu. There we go. Slow Wednesday, huh? Okay. In the past, that wouldn't have happened. You guys would still be opening Paldea Evolved like crazy. You guys would be going, I'm going to buy Paldea Evolved. In the past, so like if Paldea Evolved was like Chilling Rain, or if it was like Evolving Skies or Lost Origin, you guys would just be coming in with order after order. I'll take 10 Evolving Skies. You know, we don't have that right now. It's kind of interesting. 2 people named Ruben. Hey, Shiny, did you check my order? It says Abby Zakic. Abigail Zakic. What, did we skip it? We didn't skip it, right? Pretty sure we got an Abigail Zakic, didn't we? Hold on. Pretty sure we did. Abigail Zakic. 1 Chinese V-Star, 1 Pokemon Go. Yep, we already did that one. Might have been so fast you didn't see it. I placed an order 35 minutes ago that you haven't done. Oh, really? Fascinating. We have been having email problems. Could that be what's going on here? Okay, 5 and 1 and 12. So that is the pack break right now. Everyone blowing money on Lord of the Rings. Someone opened some early and pulled a 1 of 700 dwarf wings, sold for 17K the same day. TCC, you missed Jeff's order. I'm high and I'm going to sneak into my own kitchen. Sneak to my own kitchen. I got my Paldea Evolved from the Pokemon Center and got some decent pulls. My eyes are dry, man. I got dry, twitchy eyes. They're twitching. Oh, here we are. We got some orders coming in now. So, Jeff, you say you got an order from a little while ago, huh? So this order is for Yu-Gi-Oh! Card Chop. Hello, mister. One spot on the 151. You got it. I'll log into PayPal. There it goes. I'll log into PayPal real fast. Make sure we're not having an email issue, because we've had that recently. You need a new gimmick to bring in new customers? How about free smoochies with every purchase? That's a pretty good gimmick. I dare say few people could resist free smoochies. Okay, so we got that for Yu-Gi-Oh! Card. Now, wait a second. He sent in $14. Yu-Gi-Oh! Card Chop, it is $20. Oh, this is odd. So, I see we didn't do a Hathim order either, even though he ordered before Roger Gray. Man, we were just having so many problems with the emails. I don't think we were getting all the orders. So let's start working through that. But I can see here we still don't have a lot of orders. It is a slow day. Octavio at 10:49 sent $30 for his slab away, and I don't think we did that. But let me go double check. Octavio. No, we never did that. Weird. Okay, so we're only getting some of the orders in. I don't know why PayPal would do that to me. Why it would do me that way. Okay, so Octavio is done. Then we have Jonathan Emmons, one Disney. I believe we did that. Yes, he got the big hit. Okay, and then we have Jeff Leon, one spot in Flareon, 2 Paldea, 2 Quintessential, and a 151 Mini. So if I had to guess, Jeff, you might also have sent in $14. Jeff Leon. There it is. Chun King Wong says, L would have the trans community in an uproar with the free smoochies. I am Yu-Gi-Oh! Card Shop. I'm sorry, I did to the old price. I'll change, or I didn't know the price. I'll send the difference. No problem, man. I logged into my PayPal Plus account to cut the line. Yes, mister, I've been waiting. I just bought the cards I wanted from Paldea Evolved. Free smoochies need to be in the thumbnail. You'll notice it as it had a Flareon spot. Yeah, odd. I never got the email for that. Isn't that fascinating? Because emails after that one came through. So we definitely continue to have this odd problem with the emails. Would you like to be placed on the blue poker deck Ninetales round? There's only 8 spots, so it'll be over sooner. Let me know. Otherwise, what you could actually do, you could just have me put the $5 toward this, because I'm betting you sent the old price, didn't you? Because back then it was 14. That was before we knew there were 20 packs per box. So we adjusted it so there's only 10 spots and it became $20 per spot. So if you want, I can just toss that in here and then you don't worry about that price difference. And you actually got a little bit cheaper. He says, I did send 20. Just open an extra Paldea. Mister, I sent 20. Open an extra Paldea. Okay, I'm a little confused. All right, so Jeff Leon, open an extra. Oh, I know what you're saying. Okay, so 2 Paldeas. I know what you're saying. You don't want the spot in the Flareon. There we go. And 2 Quintessentials. Who else is just buying the cards they like from the new sets? Here we are. Wait, WTF. Buying the cards they like as singles does work a little bit, but when it comes to the big hit, it kind of flips. Because having to spend outright on the big hit, it's not as good as getting lucky opening the packs, if you can get lucky. So it's a luck thing, right? So, and people like trying to get lucky. Somebody gets lucky. Here, let me, since I'm over here, I'm standing up. Let me clean this trash up a little bit. A lot of people will be trying to get lucky. And then let me clean up some of this bulk. I got a bunch of bulk that I never cleaned up when we went live because I was running late. There we go. That's nice. That's better. That's better. This was a mess. All right, cool. Now let's go get that quintessential quintuplets over here. There, over here. Okay. Now turn this light off over here too. Ta-da! I'm back. All right. There we go. Ta-da! Don't hide the Moonbryon, mister. If you pull Moonbryon, I'm going to accidentally hide it and turn it into a Leafeon. I sent the difference, says Chris. Thank you so much, Chris. Appreciate it. I refreshed the stream and it's gone, but that got me tripping. Did another mod see that? What, the alien? I swear, the alien was real and he was in my backyard. I just didn't have my cell phone to record any of it. But he was totally real, bro. Okay, Jeff Leon. Mr. Jeff. Don't worry, guys. It's not the Korean version of Eevee Heroes. If you pull the Moonbryon, keister it. Ta-da! Pelipper. I don't know about that. Ugh. Wingull! Oh my god. Alright, Pelipper, Wingull, the ultimate couple. Now you see. Here's Tyranitar. Alright, terrible. Whew. Good old modern packs. Never let you down. Why Pokeboss being hidden before Kingston? Yeah, actually, One Thug, why you keep hiding Pokeboss? I'm going to go unhide him, and if you need to hide him, you got to have a good reason. He was contacting me saying you were hiding him. Let me look up. You got to tell me why you're hiding him real fast, will you? Oops, ad block has been updated. Yeah. Ad block's always like, please give us money. I know, because I'm just going to get a message in Discord later. You're going to be like, I got hidden. In order for him to be muted, there has to be, he actually has to break a rule over here, not in another stream. He has to break a rule over here. Well, I actually don't see him hidden. Was he not hidden? Pokeboss is a troll. He's a bad troll. Now, why would you guys say that? What has he done? Has he done stuff in this stream, or are you talking about other streams? Okay, hold on. Let me get back to this. Oh, I remember. We're going off of PayPal. There we go. All right, you ready? He has threatened me. So if you're having a fight with Pokeboss, I recommend taking it outside. But if he doesn't break rules in this stream, you can't just ban him. That's like breaking a mod rule. So if one of the rules for moderators, if you're having a fight with someone, that doesn't mean you can ban them. They actually have to break some kind of rule. So Pokeboss would need to do something like be super offensive in this stream, advertise in this stream, spam nonsense. Those are all bannable offenses. But if you're having some kind of quarrel with them from, like, let's say a different Discord server or somebody else's stream, you know, that's that stream's business. So they can ban him, but he's got to be bad over here to get banned. If he is bad over here, that's fine, though. He's an op, mister. What's an op? Mister, you see the AI presidents opening Pokemon cards videos. The AI presidents open... That sounds awesome. Thug, I have never even spoken to you. I have screenshots of your threats. Offensive is a little broad. Isn't he that dude from last night? Pokeboss sent me nudes. I think a threat is a good reason. Thug, hack him without knowing. Well now, says Ruben. All right, so you can ban him, but I need you to document what he did, and it has to be done in our group. It has to be done over here. If he's doing it somewhere else, you can still show me if you think it's super duper bad, but, you know, the reason we document stuff is that we make decisions on stuff like that. All right, toss it over there. Jeff Leon. Mr. Jeff. But yeah, so one of the rules for mods is if you're having a personal quarrel with somebody, you can't bring that quarrel in here. You can go fight with them all you want, but they actually have to break a rule. And we do that so that moderators don't moderate people who they just don't like. Because that's a problem we had before in the TheCardconomist server, which was a lot larger. So we had to invent that rule. There we go. For real, this ain't high school. Members only. I'd ban Kingston before PokeBRUH. Kingston hasn't really done anything either. Kingston just asks for a lot of free ones sometimes. There we go. You ready? Christian Gomez. It's kind of funny because sometimes people actually do stuff that's a bannable offense, and then where are the moderators? There's no moderators. So I have to log in and do the ban myself. Christian Gomez says 2 spots on Flareon. Oh, wait. We already did that. We already did that one. That's right. We're going back through these to look for any skipped ones. Okay. Mr. Hathim, 3 NBA blasters is next. You got it. Free ones. Hey, give me free ones. PokeBRUH bombed the bridge. Yeah, but you can document what he did and talk to me about it. But I you know, it's got to be something. Throwing the moderator shade. That's not true. But moderators have rules, you know, because it's possible to maybe not be a good moderator. I'm not saying anyone's being a bad moderator. I'm just saying we got some moderator rules. And one of the moderator's rules is you can't ban someone for only being in a fight with them somewhere else. They got to do something to actually break the rule on this server. He's just going to cause drama. He's a known troublemaker. What does he do? So you're just... That doesn't mean anything to me. You got to tell me what has he done. PokeBRUH, I reckon it's time for a good old style shootout. I saw PokeBRUH use 2 pieces of toilet paper to wipe. Rule is 1 sheet per poop. Fine, kiss. A jewel. Here we are. Why do you call him a troublemaker? Like, where were you when he was troublemaking? You got good mods, mister. They just stopped a troll from spamming earlier. Yeah, you guys do a good job. I appreciate you guys. PokeBRUH is trying to take over the radio station, control all the Pokemons. There we go. Hathim. Let's get it. I've been coming to the stream for over 3 years. Have you? Because I don't... I didn't recognize you. PokeBRUH. Here's Carmelo Anthony. I just didn't know what you did to get in trouble. He has impersonated other known accounts and spams slurs. Okay. So if he's the impersonator, how did you know he was the impersonator? Do you mean like in Discord he does this? So he changes his nickname in Discord so that you know it's him? Was he doing that here? PokeBRUH has 4 accounts, mister. You should thank him. Are you saying because he gives me extra views or something? I've been here for 3 years too. When am I going to get threatened, says Matthew. Mr. got good points though. See, I don't have proof, so I guess you can't go off my word. Well, I mean, how do you know? I'm just asking. You know, I'm just asking, like, you know, if you know it's him, how do you know it's him? Let him do it here and ban him. I don't have proof, so I guess I can't go off my own word. JT Thor. I've been watching you for 2 years now, and I only started purchasing. Nice, man. I appreciate it, Jordan. Well, I'm glad you had a lot of fun and entertainment, and it's okay if you guys don't buy anything. You can just hang out and talk and play and watch the drama. Shaquille O'Neal. Ooh, he's a big guy. How tall is Shaquille O'Neal? He's not just tall. He's wide. He's like a giant. Joe Harris. Aha. Pokegate. Okay. I'm here for the Yugi Bros. Innocent until proven guilty. That's what you meant to say. Without proof, you're effectively causing the trouble. I've been watching for a while now, too. I demand smooches. 7-4, I think. Smooches 7-4. What the? Dude, that's crazy. 7-1. Give me that tasty shack meat. You should bust their chops. I have no proof. He barely fits in the freaking card. I'm just here to watch the drama. Here we go. All right. Giannis. He's MVP. Here's Bam Adebayo. Bam Bam. Luka Doncic. He's MVP. Brandon Ingram. Okay, Brandon Ingram. There we go. If you had 2 employees and one was stealing from you and the other one knew about it and never told you, would they both get fired? Oh, most definitely. Absolutely. So if somebody is certain, if somebody is sure that one of the employees is stealing and he doesn't report it, and I find out about that, you lost all my trust and you just can't hang out around me. No way. Yes, so if you see something like that, that is a person who is hurting me, and you are obligated to let me know. Wouldn't you, if it was the other way around, if you were my boss and I worked for you, wouldn't you want me to do the same for you? Like, you know, I need to be able to trust you. Trust is important. And obviously, theft isn't just a crime. It is a loss of trust. There we go. Crime's very important. All right. Interesting question. Why you ask? Okay, so that is for our friend Mr. Athim, wasn't it? Now, where's Athim? Here it is, Athim. And we'll grab this. What if they steal bulk? Yeah, you're not allowed to steal bulk. Stealing bulk is theft. Do you do MTG pack openings? You may not steal office supplies. You're supposed to ask, aren't you? If you're not asking, it's because you already know the answer, isn't it? Not supposed to steal office supplies. Not supposed to steal Pokemon bulk. Definitely not supposed to steal slabs or booster boxes. All of those are big no-nos. What if they steal your hand soap? You know, hand soap. I don't think I'd care about hand soap. Maybe you need hand soap. Pokeboss, you're a troll with many accounts. Did you see any numbered cards? You can steal all the MTG. I take stuff from work all the time. I work remotely from home. Oh, do you? Okay, so let's see. What's next? We got Roger Gray. We did that one. 6 Corrupted ordered spot number 6 in the mini. And we never received an email for that. There we go. There we go. Stealing is a loss of trust. So, you know, especially for the kind of work I do, trust is very important for the kind of work we do. I need to know that it's kind of like violence at home. Let's say you smack your partner. Next time, you might do something more violent, and eventually you got partner homicide. You know what I mean? So if you feel you can disrespect your partner to the degree that you can smack them, when you hear about a homicide case, it didn't start out with shooting. It started out with a slap. You know what I mean? Like, hey, I feel that I can violate your boundaries and smack you. So if you're stealing smaller stuff, one day you steal something bigger because you feel like you can get away with it. So that's actually very important. Thanks for the soothing Donkey Kong music. No problem. 170. Hey, if we get to 180 viewers, we will go ahead and open up a cool booster pack. It's a great question, though. I'd be curious why you're asking. All right, let's see. We have Ethan Hunter. Hey, mister, let me get 10 packs of Lost Origin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have his phone number because he keeps harassing me. How'd you get his phone number? All right, Ethan Hunter. Thug, you know, if somebody's bothering you, I would just ignore them. Tell them to go bother someone else, you know what I mean? Sheesh, I didn't know it was that deep. Purple Urkel was the one asking. All right, we're snipping up. Ethan Hunter. Snip. We are asking because we want to pick your mind. If you guys are aware of some kind of theft occurring, I'll figure it out either way. And you should come clean with it, please. You guys can block people on here. All you know that, right? I blocked someone last year. I do know that a whole case of cards went missing. A $4,000 case went missing. And it was full, in particular, of Scarlet Violet base set. And we never had porch theft again. So it's not a consistent thief. And that is quite a lot of Scarlet Violet. And it's pretty expensive to have a lot of Scarlet Violet. So I'm still curious about that. That disappeared and never showed back up. But we never were stolen from again. And haven't seen anyone try to steal. Was there a Minbreon in there? I asked because I was watching Dave Ramsey. And he got asked the same question. Dave Ramsey's a lot of fun. That sucks, mister. Okay, here we are. Shiny, we're talking about something more serious now. There we are. Here's Stunfisk. What was Dave Ramsey's answer, by the way? Here's Darkrai and Gengar. I get a feeling that the mail person picked it up and sent it back to the guy. No, the tracking number on it doesn't say any kind of update like that. So, I mean, I guess in theory it's possible, but I bet, I don't know. I guess anything's possible. I don't know what happened to it in the end. We have a camera now. See, we had just moved, so we just didn't have a camera set up. We had a camera on the other house, but this house we had just moved to it, so I was lazy and I didn't set it up. Surely that signature required. It was not. That one was not signature. Here's Nuzleaf. Some people choose cheaper shipping options to make more money. Here's Radiant Gardevoir. There we go. Bing Bing, Bagel, and Pokeboss are friends. All right, there we go. Sad trombone. Mister just put cameras everywhere but you and your wife's room. My wife keeps wanting sexy time while you're streaming, mister. Keep missing half the street. Damn it, woman! There are important things in life. Pokemon is of the utmost importance. Can't miss a TCC stream. Are you crazy? Let's see. Ethan Hunter. Aha, here we are. I hate when they use the cheapest option. There we go. Well, part of it's my own fault because I saw it on the porch. I said, I'll pick that up. And so I came back for it in the afternoon. It was gone. So I knew it was there, and I just didn't pick it up the first time. And then when I came back, it was gone. Checklist. Okay, here's coughing. Here's Ivysaur. All right. I'm just a girl who likes Pokemon. I'm currently in the dark, rotting my eyes out viewing. Nobody has any way of knowing who's saying that horrible stuff to John. You guys are just making guesses. Put Mister on speaker and have him yell at the wife. That will work. Mister, my wife never wants sexy time, so I have to watch her stream. Sorry, Charles. Mister, it's a sausage fest tonight. Where's Jennifer? Where's Jammy? Jeff, Leon, 1 Paldea, 3 Quintessentials. Okay. Did you get a refund? No. You do not get a refund in that case because it is not the seller's problem once it is on your property. It is your problem. I wouldn't even bother asking because that would be silly to ask. He'd be like, even if he did give me a refund, he'll never do business with me again. If I was his, if it was the other way around, if he was my customer, I'd be like, oh, tough luck, bro. Sounds like you got a porch pirate problem. You never showed if I got numbered cards from those NBA blasters. Yeah, I did. I flipped them around and scrolled through them. There were no numbered cards, unfortunately. Yeah, I remember checking. I might have done it really fast. Or maybe I did it piece by piece, actually. There we go. Bing bong, where's Bing Bing? Average snom lover brain. So saying, someone who's around you, blank. The dead lady in the wall. Dave Ramsey responded was he would fire both of them because honesty and trustworthiness is more important. That's right. That's exactly what I said, actually. It's not just a money thing. If I can't trust you, I can't have you around here because there's too much stuff that you can make go wrong. So trust is really important. Trust is paramount in the Pokemon card business. All right, you ready? Let's see. Here we are. But yeah, in particular, what got for those of you who would like to know, what got stolen would have been about it was either 4 cases or 6 cases of Pokemon Scarlet Violet base set. Which is a lot of Pokemon Scarlet Violet base set. So that's what's missing. About 4 to 6 cases of it. Here we are. Do you have any suspicion of John stealing your package? No, because I have no evidence that John did anything. There we are. And now we have a camera, so next time we will have it recording. Sent a big order, mister. Just how much you like it. 5 cases, that's so much. It was 4 to 6 cases. It was one or the other. Actually, we might have a way to calculate it real fast. Oops. Okay, so it was definitely closer to 6 cases. It was the WhatsApp guy. From the porch or the basement? It was from the porch. That day, John had moved all the packages from the porch down to the basement, and he said he did not see the package for the booster boxes. So he had moved all the other packages except for the one that went missing. All right, so let's see. That was for... Who did we just open this for? I'm kind of distracted. Spot number 6, Yu-Gi-Oh! Card Shop, Arthur Bricker. Oh yeah, that was for Jeff Leon. I'm sorry. Jeff Leon. Whew. All right. John has moved packages for me before in the past, so he's done that before. All right. But I try to tell him not to do it. Let's see. Arthur Bricker says, 100 to my slab away. You got it, Arthur. Mr. Arthur Bricker. And, if somebody has stolen it, then yeah, it would look exactly like that. John would have moved those packages and one would be missing. Let's see. So Arthur Bricker's done with his slab away, having $100 applied to it. 2 XY evolutions as well. You got it, Mr. Arthur. He says, I need a bag. Welcome back, Arthur. All right. There we go. Ta-da! The slab is filled with ranch dressing. It's all curdled. What? All right. I remember working at the restaurant. Someone got fired for stealing hot wings and fries. There we go. Stealing hot wings. So, okay, you ready? We got Vulpix, Sandshrew, Ponyta, Magnemite, Pikachu, nice, Porygon, and Blastoise. Okay, cool little pack. When does 151 come out? I believe it officially launches tomorrow. And so for us, that's when it ships out. It ships out tomorrow. There we go. And here's the Pikachu. All right, lovely. All right. And now pack number 2. What do we got here? Okay, we got Brock's Grit and Doug Trio. Very nice. All right. Arthur Bricker. I appreciate the business, Arthur. I'm going to put this Cocoon in the front for fun so that you have double Cocoonus. Mister, please tell me you're not going to do an insane markup because I'm shilling out big bucks on 151. Oh, it's going to be insane, Super Dan Kiwi. Super Dan, I do the same markup for the last 4 years on every single product. It's exactly the same. So whether you're buying one item or another item, you get precisely the same markup. Very, very little variation from that. But just to let you know, it's going to be insane, bro. There we go. Oh, Lord. People trying to sell singles now. Singapore, show my phone. My phone? All right, here we are. Arthur Bricker. Okay, 6.23. Mister, it won't be that bad then. That's right. It'll be so nice. There we go. I hope Mister gets to open a God pack on stream. Yu-Gi-Oh! Card Shop. Here you go, Mister. Aw, thanks, man. Next up, we got Ethan. Hey, Mister, let me get 10 packs of Lost Origin. Oh, right, we already did that one. Okay. Now we are refreshing. Okay. Ethan is done. Jeff is done. Irvin Nava. 25 to my slab away. Really short line tonight, guys. We're having a slow night. This goes down to 600. Let me talk about what this is right here. This is the Pokemon 151 Mini. You have 10 spots in the Mini, so it looks like this. When this list is full, one person will get a whole box of Pokemon 151. That's what this list is. Your price is $20 per spot, okay? For 20 bucks, you might pull a whole box of 151, and then you will be in line for the pre-order boxes when they arrive. I want the Game Boy Mewtwo. Chance at a box. Bud with my buds. Okay. Next up, we have Jose Jimenez. 3 Paldea Evolved. No hollow booster packs. You got it. 1, 2, 3. Sleep. Bud with my buds. 1v1 me, tough guy. How come there's 3 separate sections for 151? There are 3 separate sections because we're going to run it 3 times. But once the first round is done, we'll immediately run the first round. Okay? Maybe in the future what I'll do is I won't actually write the other 3 lists so as not to confuse anybody. You got it! Ting Lu! There you go. I know you said 25 for 151 packs, but I think we should go 35. Inflation and all. Oh, yeah. We are? Maybe 50. Jose Jimenez. There we are. Purple Urkel says, Mr. Sorry, do you spend a lot of money on takeout food? Not really. No, I would say it's pretty even. We go out to eat occasionally, and we actually buy a lot of groceries and eat at home. Okay, sure, I'll catch the soonest flight. Mr. Sorry, when does 151 release? Is already out. It's coming out tomorrow in Japan, which means it could be here in a week or 2 weeks. Any pony restock? Mr. Rand was asking. Yes, you'll be pleased to know My Little Pony base set is totally restocked. Technically tomorrow, but Japan is 14 hours ahead of us. Question, Mr. I send the shipping and handling per item that I purchase. No, not per item. It's just a one-time payment. So if you're in the United States, you'll pay $9 when you want to ship, and that will be for all of your items. And so it's very cheap that way. Wow, not a lot of live tonight. It's kind of a slow night, but we're not done with orders. Yeah, there's still more orders. So next up, we're going to have... Oh, hold on. We're not going off of that. Irvin Navas done. We're going to have Joey's Poke Shop. Hey, mister, can I get 25 no hollow Paldea Evolved and 5 Evo Skies? Thanks, mister. I have a bag. Whoa. Whoa, you got a big order. Okay, cool, man. Let's get that open. 1 at 51 is epic. It's going to sell fast. 151 will cancel on him and upcharge him. I probably doubt that. Philip, he will create a back for you to keep until you're ready. I'm browsing the menu, what to get. 151 is the only set getting me excited. Yes, that sounds good. If you want a chance for a whole box, this is $20 per spot, 10 spots. And this price is pretty much what you're going to get when the packages actually arrive here. It's going to be a very similar price scheme, but it won't be $20 per pack. I think it'll be like $10 per pack. So in the end, this is like buying two packs for 1 in 10 odds of the whole box. It makes sense mathematically because there's 20 packs on a box, right? Waiting for 151 English. The Japanese is way overpriced. Is it though? I don't think it is, because whenever you got VMAX Climax, when you got V-Star Universe, when you got Shiny Star V, they were all just about the same price. So if this is like a special set and not a main set, and it's a 20-pack box, this is not a surprising price for it. This is like what you might expect for it. Depends what kind of set you consider it. Okay, so 25 of these. 10. So we got 14 here. People seem to be very excited for 151. By the way, guys, if we hit 180 viewers tonight, I'll open up a special booster for myself, and you'll get to enjoy watching that. We hit 180 viewers yesterday, so that was the top number of viewers. So we're just, the reward is if we hit the same number of viewers. So it's 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Good luck, Mr. Joey's Poke Shop. Appreciate the business, man. And then 5 of these. 5 Evos. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sweet. I saw a different Charizard from 151. This one had a neck. Because I pointed out the first one doesn't have a neck, didn't I? Let's start with the... I tell you what, let's do the Evolving Skies last because they're really scary. So I'll set these to the side. And let's do the Paldea first. Grade some 151 cards ASAP for breaks. All right, I'm grading 151 cards ASAP. If we hit 500 viewers, Mr. opens a box of Sky Ridge. Do I? Even adding shipping prices, it's overpriced. Something tells me it will have a celebration-style print run. Here we are. Everyone's very concerned about the print run. But the Pokemon Company said that they will print it to order, which means they'll just print as much as the card distributors ask of them. So if they say, hey, we want to print 2,000 more cases of this, the Pokemon Company will say, go for it. Okay, here we are. You heard him a whole box. Fire up the bots. Don't make fun of Charizard and his short neck. He's self-conscious. Short neck Charizard. It'll be printed to hell, just like the Charizard UPCV. I have to agree, and it's a little bit sad. It makes me sad. It does. Don't agree with all that. Okay, good luck, Joe. Let's see what we got. So, no hollow round? Okay. Lizardon is a thick lad. Prices will be low for the hits. Okay. I like this Orthworm, so you keep that one. Okay, got the Rita. How did you even get 151? I thought it was for lotto winners only. Here's Rookity. Look at that Rookity. Wonder how much Erica will sell for. Here's an Iona. Might want to keep that. Here's an Ice-Cube. Ice-Cube to the rescue. Seems like Pokemon making the new sets more for the players, not for the collectors. Well, I think Pokemon's making the Pokemon cards for themselves to make money on. They're printing so much of it that I think that is actually, you'll be surprised. I don't actually think that's going to hurt the people who sell Pokemon boosters as much as you think. In a way, it's good for people who sell Pokemon boosters because it means there's a lot of cheap product laying around. And so one of the problems is when product gets even a little more expensive, people stop buying it. So for the sellers, believe it or not, having lots of available product is not too bad. The only people who really benefited from like scalping are people who would run around to like the local Walmart and Target, and they got there at a lucky time and then wiped the shelf out and they made like $100, $200. But for card shops, for people who sell very consistently, you know, short supply product means that the price goes up quickly and then people don't really want to buy it after a certain price. After a threshold, people don't want it anymore. So having a lot of it available really does not hurt the middleman at all. And I will tell you who it hurts. It hurts one person in particular. Anyone who really enjoys collecting the cards gets hurt the most, because now your card's not considered rare anymore. It's almost like an energy card, right? So you guys understand that this is not collectible. This is not collectible. Nobody wants this. Nobody cares about this. It's not collectible. When they print cards so much that your hits are the equivalent of this, you're not really collecting anything anymore. It's not a collectible, right? So you shouldn't call it a collectible because it's not one. But we'll see. You know, base set was overprinted, so I don't know. We'll see what happens. We have Ting Lu. Shops are getting their own print wave. Here's Gamora. The only ones whining are flippers and investors. No, again, like, I would consider myself a investor, and I would consider myself a flipper, and doesn't matter to me. I'm telling you, like, I keep reading that comment. Oh man, investors are mad. I'm reading that comment. I'm like, I don't care. Doesn't affect me. I got all this other stuff I can buy all day long. Tops, poker, slabs, slab grading, other vintage boxes from older eras, right? Like I can just go buy a box of XY Fates Collide. And so no, the 151 being cheap does not affect me hardly at all. And it's kind of interesting when people go, oh man, yeah, well, we finally got them. We stuck it to them. You know, you want to know who makes a lot of money in this scenario where they print the order? The Pokemon company. They make a crazy amount of money from that because they sell much more product than they would have sold in the past because they just keep printing it. But the idea of a collectible is that the company does agree to stop printing at some point so that you, the secondary market, actually find value in collecting. Like if it's printed to the point where everyone's got one, it's not a collectible anymore. It's just a piece of paper. So you've bought an expensive piece of paper. Congratulations. But collectability kind of depends on an item having some rarity to it. Okay, so if they're saying we're going to make it non-rare, who does that really hurt? Well, people who actually loved 151. But flippers and investors are just going to shift to whatever they think is making money. They don't, you know, they're like, okay, so not 151. Right? You see what I'm saying? I'm saying I suspect the person who actually gets hurt the most is the average collector, even though there's people like cheering over this. The average collector is probably the real one who gets hurt. Like Vivid Voltage. Let me show you. Vivid. I don't care about fat Pikachu. I'm not a fat Pikachu collector. I'm not collecting Vivid. I don't care. But there were people where this is their era. Maybe they were born at a certain age and they're 13 years old and they're collecting Pokemon cards and this is their era. Well, when they turn 30 and they find out, you know, Rainbow Pikachu is a junk card because it's a junk era, and they're going to be like, oh man, the cards from my time period are turned into junk cards. You know, that's what I think actually gets affected the most. I know that that requires thinking into the future, and people don't do a lot of that, but I do. So I'm thinking of the future going, man, these cards aren't going to be any good 20 years from now. That's fine for me. I'm still going to make money doing this or that. But, you know, somebody who really loved that card and is nostalgic for it, they can enjoy not having a rare card in the future. You know what I mean? That's my perception of it. Again, it doesn't affect me. I guess when I hear people get all happy, like resellers are going to cry. Are you sure about that? I mean, I don't know if they will. Oh, you got Ting Lu. Look at that. There we go. Mister, I got a graded base set Charizard from PSA. They got a 5 and the population about 3,000. Vivid was the set that got me back into Pokies. I'm pissed. Maybe the Rebel Gash. I can't remember. Ryan never got loved in live. I'm going all in on 151. 151 is going to be easy to get, so it's going to be for the people, not the guys trying to make money off the big hits, aka resellers. Here we are. Yeah, a lot of this sounds like gatekeeping because I think one of the things that you need to realize is everyone who collects Pokemon inevitably sells their Pokemon. So it's like, I think probably like 95% of anyone in the hobby eventually takes their folder of cards or the graded cards and they put it up on eBay. And so it's like, I'm a real collector because I don't sell. Well, there probably are some people who never, ever sell, but the majority of people will sell maybe a card they don't want or this or that, or maybe they leave the hobby or something like that. So everyone eventually participates in selling. So I think there's this real displeasure in seeing that people sell cards and make actual money on cards. But it's like, what did you think a collectibles hobby was, right? You think that they don't sell graded coins? You think they don't sell graded comic books? Do you think the Pokemon card company that prints these isn't making billions of dollars off of you right now? They're making billions of dollars selling you these pieces of paper. So the whole thing is ran by money. If Pokemon couldn't make money from you selling you these, which probably cost them less than a penny to print, they would not print them for you. They'd be like, bye-bye, no product for you. So Pokemon does it as long as you're paying them good money. That's the only time they print, as long as you're paying good money. So for me, it's kind of silly watching people get all bent out of shape, seeing other people make money in the hobby. It's like, the hobby is established by money. A collectible has value because people will pay money to collect it. That's what makes it a collectible. Pokemon will not print you cards unless you pay them billions of dollars of profit. And same with every card company. You know, it's the whole thing. And then people will only put it in their store, like Walmart, if they can sell the booster pack for a profit. See? Walmart's profit. So the whole thing is based on money. And it's based on the idea of abstract or artificial rarity. Rarity has been made up, like the One Ring. Just another piece of paper, but this piece of paper has a 1/1 on it. So you're going to pay $1 million for it, see? So it's artificial. It's not even truly rare. It's just been made up rare. Somebody on a piece of paper said, well, make that a 1 of 1. So, you know, some guy in an executive suite with a mahogany table. He has many leather-bound books. So he said, make this one rare, and now I'm rich. Right? Okay, beautiful order. We're not done. We still have these 5 packs to open next. Here we are. It is a trading card game, not a collectible card game. Well, yeah, of course it's a collectible card game. I would argue if all the collectors left Pokemon, it would pretty much collapse into obscurity. Yeah, nobody would care or know about it because the competitive community is quite small. It is not a large community at all. And so the booster packs would go back to being on clearance. It's actually the collectors that are driving demand. Here we are. Your takes are ass, my guy. My takes are true, though, aren't they? If Pokemon didn't make this, they wouldn't print you 1 card. They wouldn't print even 1 card for you. They would say, we're out of here. Pokemon has to make a profit, or else it's an invalid business, and then they would be gone. So when people get all mad about money in the hobby, what do you think Pokemon the company does? Why did somebody sit down and make this picture? They made this picture hoping you would buy it. That's why they made the picture. So, and then you do. So they made a good product, which is nice. Yeah, but what do you think? What do you think makes people get up and work in the morning, dude? Money. Money makes people get up and work in the morning. Oh, I thought we had a good one. Oh yeah, we need to try and pull that Umbreon so I can take it off screen. No, blank. You're spitting high school economic topics. Congratulations. Here's Switching Cups and Moltres. Here we are. And here's Ribbon Badge. I think that the high school take is thinking that 151 being, let's say 151 is just printed into oblivion. The bad take is believing that that's going to stop the resellers. It's just not. All it's going to do is make the product more available to them, and then they're just going to buy it and resell it. There we go. Mister, have you been to a TCG tourney? I've seen one hosted at a card shop when I was more of a teenager. There was a big card shop at our mall, and I've seen card tournaments. There's actually a Magic the Gathering card tournament building right down the street where I live, and it is called Double Strike Games. You can look it up, and they host Magic the Gathering, and you can see them with their long hair, and they're very out of shape. And yeah, so I've seen them. But those communities are not very large. The much larger financial drive behind a hobby is the collectible side of the hobby. You know, like people paying $1 million for Illustration Pikachu. That's what's driving the majority of the sales in a card hobby. You know how you know that's true? Because before the Logan Paul explosion, there was all these, you know, clearance Pokemon cards at my Walmart. I don't know about you guys, but I heard about this all over the country. When you get on like the Reddits and stuff, people are like, yeah, I got this clearance this, and clearance that from EB Games, or not EB Games, from GameStop. And but after Logan Paul does this thing, nowhere can you find clearance cards. And people weren't buying those in order to play the game. They're buying it so they could grade it and collect it. So yeah, look at the expansion of PSA, the opening of CGC. So it's collectors who are driving the market, not the competitors. The competitors, however, will always be a market. It's just that they won't be as large of a market. All right, so that was for our bestie. Let's go ahead and log back in. Ghost is a chance to win a pre-order. Mister, the competitive guys are what kept Pokemon alive when no one was collecting. My point was, it's designed to be traded, sold, and held, not just held. Mister, secretly waiting to chase the 1-of-1 ring. Try the GBC Pokemon card game. It's fun with dope music. Tour isn't going well for space. I started as a collector, but now I play the game as well. Very cool. People will always buy Pokemon, even when Evolving Skies had clear theft. People still bought it. Mr. opens a box of Cream Siege. Mr. not even leaving his house, trying to say that the TCG community is small. For the bulk box, Pokemon for 55, which box would it be? Oh, you're talking about the English bulk box. And hold on, don't purchase that. I'm actually removing that from the menu. Give me a second. That gets removed from the menu. So I am going to be thinking about those a little later. So those are going to be put away for now. I forgot about that. All right. Whew. Great conversation. By the way, I don't view the community as this versus that. I view the community as collectors and competitors. What actually tends to happen is people in the competitive community, they tend to trash talk collectors. I don't know why, since we're on the same team, buying the same product, supporting the same company. All right. Very nice. What a nice large order. That was from Joey's Poke Shop. And he said, I did have a bag. Let's go find that bag, Joey. Us versus them. Yeah, like we're on the same side buying the same product that we both like. My local gas station keeps putting Pokemon on clearance. Scooped up a lot of Evolving Skies already. Nice. There we go. There's a huge player scene for Pokemon. They just don't get the attention like the collector's selling of cards. The word huge is kind of like, it's a relative term, isn't it? It's a relative term. So you say huge, but then I go watch the regional tournaments on the actual Pokemon channel, and, you know, it's got some viewers, I guess. It doesn't get as many viewers as you think. So when you compare that to other, like, things being live streamed, it's not that big, right? Relative to other things being streamed. I'm trying to remember how many viewers it was last time. It was like some small number. It's like 400 viewers, I think, one time. It's like 400 viewers watching a card tournament on the official Pokemon channel. And I was like, wow. You know, like, I was getting more views for that for Monster Hunter. The community is just confusing. The same people collecting are getting mad. They can't buy more because players are buying as well. I don't know why people don't realize we are the ones who make Pokemon. They have tournaments all over the world. Collectors drive down the price of playables. That's right. They do, actually, by causing demand for the product to go up. And then the playable cards are often not the rarest card in the, or the most expensive card in the set. So the playable cards go up for sale while the collectors are chasing the collectible cards. That's right. Tickets to the tournaments are being scalped now. The scene is gigantic. Small number can still mean millions of people, guys. Mister, that is why you have waifu cards selling for more than the actual Pokemons. No one wants to watch a card game lol. The Dragon Ball Super World Championship had less than 100 people watching. Oh, man. That's tough, man. There's got to be a way to make card games more viewable. I'm really fascinated in that topic, by the way. Mister, the reason there's a small amount of viewers is because it streams in multiple languages. All right, here we go. So next up, Jeff Leon. 2 Quintessentials and 1 Paldea. You got it. Good. The scalped Worlds tickets are people trying to get into the Poke Center store at Worlds. Trying to get your sneaky way into that Pokemon card game. I want to play the Dragon Ball Super game, but no one sells or even plays up here. Dragon Ball. All right. Very nice. You can't compare Dragon Ball to Pokemon. I have to agree. Pokemon is definitely a lot larger of a hobby. I don't think anything comes close to it, actually, other than maybe Magic when it comes to playability. But I'm not a big fan of Magic. I don't find that any of Magic's characters are really like, oh man, I got to go back and buy some Magic. Magic's not very collectible, is what I understand. Jeff Leon. Pull in a holo. And a holo. We need hot ring girls for Poke Battles. I want to play the Dragon Ball Super game, but no one sells. If Pokemon for underage still got Weiss booby cards, so that's a relief. If TCGs could project holograms like the Yu-Gi-Oh! TV shows, it'd probably be way more popular. That'd be pretty cool, man. Oh, riding tandem. She's riding tandem. Boy's named Tandem. Mister, what's in the news? I seen some guy got mauled by 2 lions after trying to get a good picture on Twitter, which was funny because people are dumb. Ooh, that's a rough way to go. That is a rough way to go. People forget, you know, you got to respect nature. It's like the kid who jumped out of the boat and then he got eaten by sharks. He probably didn't even consider he could get eaten by sharks, but it's like, you know, ocean's got sharks in it and you're jumping in the middle of shark place. You know, like sharks aren't on the beach because the water's too shallow typically. But when you get out in the middle of the ocean, it's like, maybe there's a shark. Jeff Leon. I felt very bad for him, too. That's really awful. Jordan says, did John quit? No, John showed up today. He was working. Yeah, John's just working fewer hours. That's all. Let's see. Right, my whole life career would be the #1 time to duel. Hey, mister, want to hear a poem? Magic standard scene doesn't even exist anymore. Yeah, 2 less dumbasses. Good job, nature. What do they call that? The Darwin Awards? Michael Cusick, 1 spot in the 151 mini. You got it. People do dumb things, you know. And sometimes you get unlucky and the bad thing happens to you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spots remain. We had a stabbing van attack in Nottingham. 3 dead, more injured. I saw that, Yogo. It was a West African immigrant. Got into an argument with 2 nice-looking high school students who were celebrating their graduation, I believe, right? The end of their exams. And then he stabbed them to death, broke in and stole a vehicle, and then ran 3 more people over to death, right? Is that right? And, yep, that's pretty crazy. Pretty wild. I don't know. That upset me. I didn't like hearing about that at all. Super Dan says, spot in the 151 mini break. You got it, Super Dan. I try to empathize with how the parents must feel about the whole scenario. There you go. I think I would be losing my mind. I would be so upset if I was the parent. I mean, I saw those kids. They looked like they're going to be really healthy, successful, great kids. And not that the crime is lessened if the kids are not so great looking, but seriously, like, you must be so proud of your child in that moment, finishing their education, moving on in life. And now that whole thing's been robbed from a guy with a knife. It's so shocking to me because I'm so far away from ever being able to commit that kind of crime. Like, I could never stab someone to death. It's such a horrible thing to do, so unnecessary. So to imagine there's just some guy walking around and got a knife, and it's like, wow, you know, yeah. That's why people make stuff like gated communities and such, you know. But why should you be living in your own society as a British person, worried somebody's going to stab your children to death? You know, it's like terrorism almost. Now you got to worry your children go out for an afternoon and they get stabbed to death. It's like it can't be that way. The quality of life in your country has gone down now. Mr. Hathim, he says 5 Paldea. 5 Paldeas. You got it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. Soup. I'm diamond minimum every season. I have a really annoying commander deck I made years ago. No win condition. You probably never placed a Mythic Geezer. What's up, Dan Edmonds? Mr. How does 151 break work? Well, it's really simple. You're buying a custom booster pack for $20. I open all 10 packs. One of the packs will include an energy card that also gives you a box of Pokemon 151. That then has your name written down on it. And so when the boxes arrive, I will open your box for you. I'll wait for you to be in the stream to open it, though, okay? To stab someone to death, you got to have some serious issues. Yeah, and yet, you know, you can predict where it's going to happen. And, yeah, crime's somewhat predictable. It's really frustrating. All right, here we go. Mister, do you have 152 yet? Oh, man, I'm going to get 152. Here we go. How do you get mythics so quickly? It just reset. There we go. Wonderful. Some Jaguar issues. It's Jaguar Kid. Here's Mankey. Oh, Tinkaton double gold star. Would this have been called SAR in Japanese? I think so. Beautiful. Ta-da. Beautiful, Mr. Hathim. Some hollows. If I don't get the ring, I'll unalive myself. Whoa. Calm down. Okay, here's Cerulean. And Fuecoco. Very nice. Congratulations, Mr. Hathim. Boop. Because Aragorn finna drop. How many boxes of collectors you got so far? A bazillion. All right. Hathim with an H. Rand says 0. Good for you, Rand. Buy it. It's a 1 of 1. It's a 1 of 1. Buy it. There we go. Okay, cool. Let's see about ZELLE. We have Andrew Zhang. 2 quintessentials. Andrew Zhang. You're going to need a new mod in a few weeks. Why are you saying that, Mr. Wrath? Is it 20 per pack for 151? Is it 20 per pack for 151? No, not at all. It's not 20 per pack. This is a custom booster, $20 per custom booster, 10 spots, 10 boosters. You got a 1 in 10 odds to get a whole box. This is completely unrelated to the price of a Pokemon 151 booster. This is my own custom booster price for a whole box of them. The Mew in 151 is so mid. You're mid! Hey, man, don't rain on our parade. I'm not going to get the one ring, mister. I bought some boxes to sell here, but, man, I wouldn't be opening that stuff either. I just would not be interested. There we go. I feel like, basically, what Hasbro's discovered is they can create, like, a lottery, literally, except instead of having it be cash for cash, it's like cash for a card. And so that 1 of 1 is hitting the jackpot, correct? And so they're going to make millions of dollars creating a sort of like 1 of 1 jackpot. And yeah, it's like a legal lottery, and it's very fascinating. I wonder if government will ever get involved in that kind of stuff. Government be like, all right, card companies, this is pretty crazy. Maybe not. Maybe it's for the best that they don't. But you have to understand that it's basically what they've done is we haven't been doing this kind of stuff as much in the past, but what they've done is they said we can create a legal lottery. Right? And so somebody has offered $1 million for the 1 of 1 ring. So that's your lottery payout is $1 million. You got $1 million lottery. And people are going to open those packs for whatever, $10, $20. I don't know what they're going to cost, but people are going to pay for those packs and hope for the lottery winning. Jose Jimenez, 1 booster pack of Paldea with a holo. My wife got excited when I told her it's the 1 of 1 cock ring. The Alakazam is doing the spoon thing that got them in trouble in the first place. I think I would have a better chance forging a 1 ring in a volcano. Collector boxes, right? Oh no, I bought the regular ones. So could I theoretically buy one for $200 to buy out one of the boxes? Yes, sir. You could theoretically pay for a whole box of it for $200. All right. I got the 1 of 1 cock ring. We'll make that the bounty when it comes in, okay? So we'll do a bounty for the Lord of the Rings cards. If you win, you get a big blank ring. Or a small one if you need a small one. I don't judge. There you go. What's even the power of the ring that, other than making you invisible? Yeah, I know, it's so lame. The collector box is retail $300. It rose to $400 a day with the dwarf ring selling. There you go. Mr. Jose Jimenez. Somebody said it sold for like 13,000, but it was like 1 out of what? Did you say 1 out of 700 or something like that? Oh, Lord, not bounties, mister. Just don't use metal ones, says Matthew. Painful, bad experience? What do you know? What have you seen? Oof, definitely a slow night tonight. Very slow. Okay, so we're done with those transactions. The ring rules them all. Duh. Michael Cusick is in. Super Dan is in. We have just 1 order in the queue, and it's Hathim for 5 Paldeas, and then I'm out of orders. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. We need 4 more people over here to finish the Pokemon 151 mini. Fredo had the ring, and he was weak AF. He even got stabbed like 3 times. Very good point. Very good point. And when he was invisible, he wasn't really invisible. The bad guy could see him. So, you know, who other would you want to be invisible from other than the bad guy? So you're not even invisible to the people who matter the most. The bad guy can see right through you. If you sell the collector pack, would you let us pay you to snip one? Yes, you can snip anything. You can snip stuff right now. I don't care. We snip. What a stupid ring, says Rand. Willie is a good cut, but imagine cutting the 1 of 1 ring. Could you imagine the reaction if the 1 ring was snipped in this channel? Oh, man, we would get some hate, I think. Flora Gato. We would get some hate, I think. I don't even know. That would be like, dude, that would be like pretty big news in the card collecting community. Think of the money you would have lost. You'd have lost all the value of it. I mean, somebody would probably buy it. That's the funny thing. Somebody might actually buy it from you, and then it would be the 1 ring cut in half, but it would still be the 1 ring. Mister, we got to do it. No, such a bad idea. Here's Pikachu. I wouldn't want you to cut it in half anyways. I want you to sell it and give me a big tip. Just the tip, and don't tell my wife. Here's a Viper, Mimikyu. Mimikyu? So nice. There you go. Mr. would be the real-life Frodo. He destroyed the ring and saved the clown world. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Drill the ring. Here we are. Thank you, Mr. Athim. And with that, we are out of orders. The queue is empty. We are having a slow Wednesday. Wednesday night is slow? Can't have slow Wednesday. That's illegal. Well, guys, I'm all done. See you later. Andrew Clark is next. He says, I have a bag, 1 in the mini break. Okay, Andrew Clark. Andrew Clark. Maybe I should set up a mini for the collector packs. If I got the card, I'd go to a real volcano and then record me throwing it in. Yeah, I wouldn't do that. That's a lot of money. I'd be like, it's mine. Let's see. Yep, there are 0 orders. Shuffle the BRUHs, bruh. I'll shuffle the PokeBRUHs. You want me to shuffle the PokeBRUH? Okay, we got the PokeBRUHs. Here's the live customs. You want the live customs shuffled? I don't care. Okay, live customs shuffled. There we are. Very nice. Is anyone in the poker mini? So this is the poker mini for a Ninetales 9. It's 1 in 8 spots, which means it is a $40 card. It's a very lovely card. We also have this booster pack break. So this is the Series 1 booster pack break. Just started, and there are 12 spots. Everyone going nuts over 151. I'll take 8 spots, says Tim. I'll take all 8 spots. Are you saying you'd like to buy this? I'll set it to the side if you'd like to buy it, okay? If I ship, will it come with my slab? That's correct. Mister, are you going to get that Lord of the Rings set? Yes, we're going to have the collector packs available, but only a limited amount of them. Do I have to ship that differently? Nope. All you got to do is send in for 1 round of shipping. If you're in the United States, that's only $9. That's all you have to pay. That poker card actually looks really clean with the silver label, doesn't it? The silver label is all pretty. Yes. I'd like to finish this. Don't you guys want to see the end of this? Pokemon 151 Mini. 8, 9, and 10. That's all that's left. And then we hand out the first box of Pokemon 151. We can go over some other stuff, too. So the Blaziken. People must be low on money. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 20 spots are filled. 16 spots remain on the Blaziken. So it's more done than not. You have the Mickey Mouse card. Has 5 people in it. So it is moving slowly. Order sent, says Tim Stodule. Nice. And then we have this pack here. Has 3 spots filled. Filling slowly. I want Game Boy Mewtwo, mister. Not available. Not available. That's going to be a break eventually. But that one's not available. Not available for Cyber Wave. That's what you're asking. Money monster. There we go. All right, let's get a refresh going. You said you sent in. Give me a moment. What packs are available? All the ones in the menu. Are you talking about what packs are available for the Diamond and Pearl breaks? Okay, we have a Ran order. He says, Ran 3 and 3 of each pony packs. Ran really just bought some pony packs? Am I dreaming? All right, give me a second. So I believe I have to open 2 fresh boxes of My Little Pony. So you're getting the freshest products possible. Give me one moment. Uno momento. One. and a 2. Ta-da! Oh, what? I just got here. What's up, Tammy? That was my wave. He's got a collection at this point, so he's like, might as well. Tammy Pride Person, Earth Intersex Virtual Hug? What? There you go. 1, 2, 3. All right. You may as well buy boxes, Go-Go. Where can I place these? I'll set this one here. Oh, new Pride emote. Sweet. We need a my wife emote. It's my wife. You need to read the emotes. Why do you need to read the emotes out like that? Because I can't see them. I can't see the emotes. So I have to read them to know what's going on. I only get the text version of them. So like Don Silent just said, Pride Person Flower, non-binary, Pride Flower, Rainbow Heart, Pride Person Flower, non-binary. Oh my God. Protect the kids, says Alex. Alex, you're going to get banned on Call of Duty. They're going to take your skin away. Crazy, bro. This guy is, that is a dog whistle. Stop dog whistling to your far right, right-wing Nazi sympathizers. See, here we are. Like, can't we agree that children shouldn't be shown too much sexual stuff of any nature, like heterosexual, homosexual, transsexual, none of it? Can't my kids be innocent for a while, please? Did you guys see the video of that one LGBTQ video started playing in a math class, and all the kids started groaning? They're like, oh. And then the teacher said, that's inappropriate. You guys are going to be sent home. Or something, or to the principal or something like that. Did you guys see that one? That one came out recently. It was kind of funny. Mister, if there's a cool hit, sneep it. Sneep it. Any cool hit, sneep. You got it, man. Okay, we got Faint of Heart. They can't cancel someone Jewish, says Alex. Aha! Lord Tyrek. Here's Rarity. Rarity. And here's... Growing Pain, Blue Flu. Rand trying to save face by cutting the hits. Big Shot. Okay. Don't do it, says Dawn Silent. Okay, we've got Surprise. Otherwise, they would discredit Kanye. What are you saying? Can we just appreciate just how ironic it is that we're saying protect the kids while also opening My Little Pony? My Little Pony. What are you saying? My Little Pony semi-religiously and slowly turning the entire community into bronies. You think the entire community is turning into bronies. I don't know about you. Hey, who's cutting ponies? No cutting ponies, Ran. That's not right. You need to leave. All right, you got your Rarity. There we go. Mr. Rand. Mr. Rand. Do, 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 do. Do you like your little ponies? Do, 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 do. I'm just bantering Reed. Kanye ate sushi off girls for his birthday. Did he really? Grab My Little Pony by the blank. Hussy. Okay, so Rand is done, and now we have Tim Stodule. He says, I'll take the whole poker card. Whoa! Okay, that's done. Tim Stodule. Mr. Crowley. Da-da-da. What's in the top pack that's up for break? So this is a rainbow first print Topps booster pack. Really lovely. The best pull would be the Rainbow Charizard, but you could get lucky and pull a non-holo Charizard as well. If it grades well, it could be a multi-$100 booster, a multi-$100 pull if it grades well. Okay. I don't think you'll grade 10 though. It's a little bit of a sticky pack, so probably won't grade 10. There we go. So much legislation being called to protect for kids from trans issues, but nothing after countless school shootings. We are. I mean, the two don't have to be connected to each other. You can work on one and the other. Do you agree that kids probably shouldn't have drag queen hour? We are. I mean, you can say there should be no drag queen hour and not have that be related to guns. Yeah, well, I'll give up drag queen hour if you give up guns. You know what I'm saying? Here's another Ninetales. Okay, that's cool. This Ninetales is going to be the next one. So this Ninetales is not as valuable as the previous one because it is a black-white poker deck. So it's going to be a similar price, but don't be confused. It's not as valuable. That's why the other one could be a 9 and go for more. But look at this one. Here's a yellow poker set. Ooh, that's pricey, man. Why do the trans not just volunteer in soup kitchens? If I bought it, would it be possible to keep it sealed? Yes. You can buy a pack of Topps Series 1 from me right now and have me keep it sealed for you. I don't mind. Is it $5 for one card in the pack or a chance to win the whole pack? So for this kind of pack break, one person gets the entire pack. Yeah, this is a special. It's a different kind of pack break. It's like a mini break. I know it's very confusing. In the big one over here, everybody gets one card. This is like a slab break, though. That's what we used to call them in the 90s. What? I don't know what we called them in Hollywood. I meant from Hollywood, says Dawn. Kids need to be protected by Hollywood. So many pedophiles in there. Are there? Here we are. I think that multiple organizations can have pedophiles. School can have pedophiles. Yeah. Schools deal with children all day long. And so you hear about teachers that did inappropriate stuff. Like, I think all over the country it probably happens. What if I looked up news, actually? Okay, let's go to news. Oh, look at this. February 2023. Springfield teacher arrested for blank of a child, assault and battery. Right here. That took like 2 seconds. So, yeah. Schools are probably dealing with a lot of that because other people are exposed to your children, you know. They work around your children all day long. Here's one from March, a little closer. Former warden teacher facing multiple child blank charges. Okay. March 13th, 2023. Probably all over the country this stuff is happening. Former Delaware teacher. This was 1 month ago. Former Delaware teacher charged with child blank abuse. Right? 1 month ago. So you can just go down a huge list of this stuff. Probably just happened. You know, you got to worry about your child becoming a victim of that when you leave your child around adults. It's just a fact of life. So it's not exclusive to Hollywood. Maybe Hollywood has a higher rate of it, you could claim. And that might be true. I don't know. Could be true. My high school had 2 blanks, one of which was the math teacher who had massaged my shoulders before. Smiley face. Oh my God, dude. The smiley face at the end. It's a sick world out there. Yeah, it's a sexual world out there, and people want to get their boner off, and they want to break the rules to do it. You know, like if you were co-workers, everyone's an adult, everyone's consenting. That's just humans doing human stuff. But, you know, when it comes to, hey, that's my kid, and they are underage, and you are much older than them, now you get into really stinky water. Pretty bad. So this is also going to be 1 out of 8. So this is the next slab break. A 9.5, Ninetales, $5, 1 out of 8 for the break. Just put a blank bullet in all of them. Yeah, soy sauce, you say blank, but I'm just joking. The dolly guy needs to be burned at the stake. That's a bit extreme. But yeah, what he did was not a good sign. Like, we don't know if he's actually done anything. Like, him doing what he did was super gross, super creepy, but that does not, it's not evidence that he has done something else. It just makes you wonder if he's done something else, which maybe he has. Maybe somebody needs to tell on him or keep an eye on him. There we go. Okay, so let's take a look at this. Okay, the price on that hasn't really changed. Surprised that that's so cheap. Yeah, that was super gross. Oh, I'm getting a security challenge from PayPal. How nice. My God, dude. People go to prison for life on a weed charge. Not really. That's an exaggeration. But they do go to prison sometimes, and sometimes it's for more than like a year. But usually you have to be a pretty heavy dealer. Also, I believe you have to have broken crimes in other ways, like trying to evade cops when dealing. You know what I mean? Like the cops caught you, and now you're trying to outrun them. But if you just turn yourself into the cops and they find you with a big chunk of weed, yeah, you'll get a sentence, but it's not for life. So that's a little bit of exaggeration, but yeah, it's still silly, isn't it? Still silly. Antonio Suevas, jumping in, Mr. Antonio. They need to be put to blank death. At least they get a last meal, which is more than they deserve. People go to prison for life. The other one married a freshly graduated 18-year-old he was grooming, then has been the media recently for its court appearance because there was like 4 assaults he committed. Damn, dude, he married an 18-year-old out of high school. Hey, baby, now that you're legal, why don't you shack it with me? Damn, dude. I would be so upset as the parent. I'd be like, no effing way, dude. You are not marrying this guy. How creepy, dude. 9-10. I don't know. Blaziken slab break. You got it, Mr. Antonio? Yes, the Blaziken slab break creeps ever closer to being ended. Children can be manipulated into saying anything you want them to. There was a movie where a teacher was falsely accused of touching a child. Oof. El Chapo, for one. Well, yeah, El Chapo. I'm sure he was doing more than just weed. They let sex offenders roam the streets like they never did anything. See it all the time here in KY. When rape, oh man, I said a bad word, is fake, the woman is a blank, but when it's real, stuff them. What are you talking about? I don't know what you're saying there, Luke. He was her music teacher for a few years. Yeah, a couple of years of learning how to play the skin flute, huh? Rand says, bruh, El Chapo didn't do life just because of weed. Yeah, like what? Yeah, well, look at El Chapo. He went to... El Chapo, the leader of the drug cartel, probably had a lot of men put to death, probably called hits on people, probably did bribes to politicians, probably sold much more than just weed, probably did illegal human trafficking, like... you know, with girls and stuff. Oh, no. He's going to go to jail for life. Oh, no. Hey, U.S. can just butt out. He's just doing his own thing. He's a boss babe. Read it slowly, says Luke. When rape is fake, the woman is a beat. But when it's real, stuff them. You mean the men? And what do you mean by stuff them? You mean like kill them? TCC really stands for the card cartel. Shh. That's right. Shh. Hey, man. Hey, man, you're letting all the secrets out. Shh. Shut up, man. I got my sombrero in the back. We're off to Mexico. Hathim says, to Clay Burst. Mr. Hathim. Shut up. You're letting all the secrets out, man. Snip that. You don't let the secrets out. Sorry, I should have said men. Here we are. Do you get to keep a card in the Topps pack? You get the whole Topps pack. Yeah, in this break, if you are the person who gets pulled, the entire pack goes to you. El Sneepo. That's right. My nickname is El Sneepo. You all seen Ozarks? Haven't you think he's there? Why do you guys think I'm in the Ozarks? Duh. Why do you guys think I'm in the Ozarks? This is a cover-up operation. I'm a money launderer. Duh. Mr. Athim pulling that Noivern. Wow. Okay, Athim. Chapo's people fed people 2 tigers. Man, that's a tasty little meal. Yeah, that's what'll happen if you cross me, too. One mistake, and I'll feed you right to the catfish out here in the water. Darren Y says, I have a bag, 1 spot for the mini break. Okay. First round of the mini break's almost over. There you go, Darren Y. Pablo used to feed people to his hippos. The OZ of Noah's Ark. Mister, the card bounty video you made was really good. Oh, you liked it? Let me take a look at that. How did that do analytically? Did that get any views? Oh my God, we got 10 whole views. Wow. Uh-huh. Go over to content. Go over to... It's at 2.8 thousand views. That's all right. It's got a lot of likes, so you guys definitely hit the like button a lot on that one. I got 7 subscribers from it. Unbelievable. I'll try to make more content like that from time to time. I really, really wanted to make a video on that one because I feel like, you know, he's doing what I do for a living, and so I felt very opinionated on it. I was like, I gotta say something about this. This is crazy. Stop watching your streams, but now I'm back. How's life going? What's up, Jacob Gordon? Jacob Gordon. Life's going pretty well. Yep, just working like always, working my booty cheeks off. I commented on it, mister. Good for you. Thanks. Are you driving a hybrid? I'm driving a hybrid. Yeah, we're just a little bit better than everybody. Thanks. All right, we got Birdie Sweet. I'd like to buy out the whole Topps pack. Can you keep it sealed? Yes. Give me a second here, Birdie. All right, Birdie. So here it is. It's the exact same box, exact same pack. I just got you one with no sticker on it, which I believe you would want to prefer. So Birdie Sweet, you're getting that one right there. I hope Trump gets in again. I wish I could vote from Australia. Well, he's getting in trouble for showing off classified documents to like a friend of his and a reporter. So we don't know what's going to happen. But he is the primary opponent of Biden. So all he's going to do the whole time is he's going to say, you're jailing your political opponent. You're jailing your political opponent. This isn't democracy. So he's just going to shout that over and over again. And it's probably going to work because it's a little bit accurate. And yeah, he's going to claim it's a two-tier system where you can't trust them anymore. They work for the Democrats. He's going to say the CIA, the FBI, they work for the Democrats. He already says that, right? He was already saying that in the past. So he's just going to say that louder now, and it's probably going to work. I mean, you had Hillary Clinton destroying her emails, destroying a phone, literally smashing it. She didn't get thrown in jail. She wasn't stopped from running for that. And Hunter Biden's done all this stuff. He's related to Joe Biden. There seems to be evidence that Joe Biden and Hunter Biden did some sort of deal with China over energy in Ukraine and China, and they're not in trouble for that either. They're like not even looking into it, I guess. I don't know. I hear about that all the time, but it doesn't ever go any further. And so all Trump really has to do is make a compelling case that, well, the Department of Justice is getting me over this documents issue where I showed off classified documents to my friend and a reporter. And here's some real stuff going on over here, and they don't get in trouble at all for that. So why would I be put into jail for this? So that's the argument he's going to make, and I think it's going to work. I think it's an effective argument. It's all politically motivated for Trump not to run. If a Republican gets elected, he will be pardoned. Gavin Newsom, 2024. It's all BS. They just want a reason to arrest him because people don't think he should have been president. Tiger fish, monkey fish. I hate both political parties. They do nothing for the people, just themselves. They have very different points of view. And so your point of views probably fall in alignment with one party or another. Are you for abortion or against it? That's Democrat versus Republican. Do you want higher taxes and more socialism, higher money printing, higher money borrowing and more socialism? Or do you want to lower welfare and socialism? Well, that puts you on Democrat or Republican side. How do you feel about the war? Actually, the war one is interesting because fascinatingly, I would say the Democrats are for the Ukraine war. What they want to do is they want to win the Ukraine war. And you have some Republicans who sound like they don't want to win it. They just want to get out of it. So that's a weird one because you would expect that would be the stance of the Democrat Party to get out of the war and not spend money on the war, because usually the Democrats are the anti-war party. But yeah, so that one's a really fascinating one. Then you have like environment. So do you want to drill for oil? Do you want to become energy independent from the Middle East and from Russia and from Venezuela? We need to increase our production of oil and probably finish the Keystone Pipeline. And that'll bring the cost of living down because the cost of oil will go down. We'll be sellers of oil rather than buyers of oil. And so that's a Democrat-Republican subject too, because Democrats are against that. They say it's bad for the environment. They think by raising the cost of gas, we'll drive less. Maybe they're a little bit right. But you know, that oil still gets produced. It just gets produced in another country, and then it has to be shipped over here, ironically, which is less, you know, that's a cost. That's an environmental cost to have to ship it over here. So it's going to be produced somewhere, and we're just going to be poorer because we have to pay more for it, because they've got a little oligopoly thing going on where they all decide what the price is as a group, and then we just pay for it, and then Joe Biden begs for a lower price, and it looks very weak. So, yeah, the Democrat Party is not really pro-energy because they want to protect the environment. I think that I agree. I do kind of also want to protect the environment. It just seems like they're just going to produce the oil over there where we have no control over it. We can't implement greener policies on the production because they're over there doing it, and they don't care about the green policies. So, I don't know. It's still the same planet, isn't it? So, yeah, it's and then there's the a big question. The southern border is a big one. Do you build a wall? Do you not build a wall? I feel like there's probably a lot of conservative Catholic Hispanics who share like 90% Republican values except for closing the border wall down. So that one's a tough one. I think if Donald Trump came out and was more sympathetic toward immigration laws, he would probably just sweep. He would just win. So he's very, anti-immigration. He wants to close the border down. And he says pretty loudly that he wants immigration, but he wants it to be legal. But he never really offers like a plan to make it so that you don't have to wait 20 years to get in. So that's where, I think he loses you. So, yeah, I mean, if he says something like, we're going to shut down the border, but you're going to come in quickly and legally, people would say, okay, you've caught my attention now. But he doesn't say that. So it really sounds more like he's saying, well, I don't want Latinos from, or actually, isn't that funny? Remember RFK Jr.? He's in the Democrat Party. He went down to the border and he was interviewing people at the border at 3 a.m. And what was really fascinating, the immigrants were from China, they were from the Philippines, they were from the Middle East, they were from all over, and they were all mixed up right at the southern border. So it's actually not all from one group, it's from all over the world. And they're coming through the southern border because they know that's how you get into the U.S. You come in through the southern border. So it's really fascinating to see that. But that was Robert F. Kennedy Jr. He's running as a Democrat, and I was watching a video of him interviewing people at the southern border coming in from Mexico. It was really fascinating because I always assumed it was, from people from Guatemala and places, Nicaragua, and it's not. It's actually people from all over the world. There was a really large group of people from Africa coming over, people from China coming over. They were all grouped up as a group. They were very mixed. So it's just like this open area, and anyone can kind of slip through as long as you can make it to Mexico, which you can. So I thought that was really interesting. Okay, there was a Supreme Court case where Clinton took documents. It was determined the act of taking those documents was enough to declassify. Byron ride bicycle fall down. Is this your second term? Thank you. Presidential Record Act said a president can declassify documents anytime at his own discretion. Matthew says the problem isn't taking the documents, it's showing them to civilians and lying about it. Read the indictment. Recycling is a joke too. Eco-friendly items aren't truly eco-friendly because they use extremely toxic chemicals to bind the materials. Dawn Silent says India, we need a young president with fresh ideas, says Alex White. There's a lot of young politicians, and they all contribute to the sort of think tank on both sides, I'd say. Matthew Fowler says he also took them after losing office. He was not president anymore. That, I think, is a pretty fair argument, Matthew. I noted that as well. Space Jesus says, okay, that's fine, but the argument is that he can declassify at his own discretion. I am Yiyo says, unfortunately, taxes are a necessity, but I agree some taxes are too up and down on some people. Vivek Ramaswamy, Space Jesus says. All right, so let's see if we got some new orders. We're just talking whatever we want to talk because we don't have any orders. So if you guys want me to shut up and open some cards, send an order in. We're on a very slow Wednesday. We have no new PayPal orders. It's only 3:22, so I'm just going to sit here. I guess what I'll do is I'll show off some of these slabs on the table, see if any of them are interesting to you guys. We got Ivysaur. We have a Pop 28 Wheezing 10 from Delta Species. That's a pretty good price. Crystal Guardians Reverse Hollow 350. We got a Blastoise First Edition 6. Here is an Abracardos 8, Spearow 9. This one's really nice. Here is a Spectra Ammonite 10. No rarity symbol Hitmonchan 250. Here's a cheap Ponyta 7 from the Cardos collection. Take a look at that. 8-bit character from the actual game, the Japanese game. Very cool. That's why I like those, by the way. Blank politics at this point. Both sides suck. I never say that. I feel like people give up on politics rather than going through the subjects and sharing their real thoughts and emotions on it. Here's Coughing for 49 buckaroos. Looks really clean. We just added this to the table today. We have Tentacruel Wind from the Sea, a potential slab away. This was just added tonight. Fresh, new, pricey slab. Base set Zapdos. Remember, he was the giveaway for Pokestan Marketplace. Don't forget to hop into Pokestan Marketplace and become a member, become a vendor, so that you can join the monthly giveaway over there. There is a monthly giveaway, $6 to become a vendor, and then every month you can apply to be in the giveaway. Here, Alex actually pulled it the last month, and then he sold it back to me. When you guys, by the way, when you win a big slab break or something, you can always sell it back to me if you just want to have cash or something. Here's Water Energy 10. Here is No Rarity Raichu 325. Really nice card. Gengar 9.5. These are some really great slabs. Sableye G is a common uncommon from 2009. He's just a cool card. You can see it looks like it's from Diamond Pearl. What is it? SP. Let's see. Charizard half deck. I'm pretty sure that's Diamond Pearl era. Here's Misty's Poliwag, first edition for only $29. Here's a nice one. Machamp Power Keeper 350 PSA 10 for people who like to collect Machamp. Somebody apparently likes to collect Machamp based on that Machamp alt art. This is the big break, the Blaziken break. It is 21 spots filled. There are 36 spots, so that is very close to the end. Here is Silver Deck Gengar 9. Really expensive, actually. Here he is. Yeah, rather pricey card. People love Gengar. A beautiful black and white era melodic. PSA 10, $88. The Mina for $460. So she is one of those fancy girl cards from the tag team era. She may go up in price over time. Gardevoir 10 from Burning Shadows. It's pretty hard to find this card for sale because Burning Shadows did not print well. Tyranitar 10, Lost Thunder. Let's do a price check on Tyranitar. But let's see what you guys are saying too. The act of putting the documents in his personal collection is brought to declassify. He could have done that and that when he was still president. Can we all agree anyone better than Sleepy Joe? He's fallen in public and embarrassed himself in the country like 3 times. Ooh, Ammonite. Yeah, that's a nice one. Activision and COD catching flame. Mr. Alphabet Community Unite. Spacey did not. We know when he took the documents. SP stands for Sun and Pearl era. Thank you, Jacob A. And then we have Space Jesus says, when he took them home, but not when he put them in his personal storage. I've got the Skyridge Machamp being graded now. Bathroom at the Mar-a-Lago is his personal storage. Nah. I don't know. His bathroom's pretty nice, probably, if you're a billionaire. So he's probably got a really nice bathroom. Probably more secure than the average bathroom. All right, you ready? There's people who would be happy to live in his bathroom. Lost Thunder Tyranitar. I want to know what kind of bathroom billionaires have. I bet they got the best bathrooms. Ugh, makes me jealous. It ain't right. Power to the people. Okay, Japanese. We got Wapanese 1. Okay, and then we have the one from the UK, and then it goes up to 400 from there. So this price is accurate. We have this Legendary Collection Charmeleon 8. Beautiful. I believe I graded this one myself. Erica's Bellsprout 9. Lovely. Here's a Sandslash 9 and a Sandslash 10. If you want to get real excited for a Sandslash, that's a 10. Very nice. A lot of great slabs up here. You're blinded, buddy. I'm not your buddy, pal. Joe Slow, get walked all over by China. How can you hate Biden but like Trump? Don't get it. You're blinded, buddy. When he was still president, he put the documents in a box. Trump slim at the White House. Space, read the indictment. You'll learn some new stuff. Do you have a PSA graded Japanese Neo 2 Kabutops? I used to. I've fallen in love with those cards. I used to. Do you know I actually have a PSA 10 Cardos Prism Kabutops? It's really cool. I'm not your buddy, pal. I'm not your guy, friend. All right. That's correctly priced. Here is a Rainbow Hollow checklist. PSA 10 Venusaur, that's a big one. That is definitely, this is one of those cards that somebody slabs away. So he will be gone eventually. Tyranitar 8. This Shining Charizard, let's double check that price because that is a huge price. Let's double check that price. So he is graded 7. Okay, so he's graded 7, and he is first edition. Scrolling, there's a 7.5. Okay, this price is off. Okay, we're going to be doing a significant price drop. I'll show you why. So what's going on, when you organize them by price, you have this one, which is an 8.5 for 4,000, and then this one, which is a Beckett 7.5 for 2.8 thousand. So we are going to match the Beckett 7.5. We're going to match the Beckett 7.5. But let me show you something. It's a really nice card. It makes me feel like trying to cross-grade it. Maybe I won't. Maybe I won't mess with it. All right. I want you to know, though, I think it's a nice card for just a 7.5. How can you like Biden? He sounds like a grandpa who's half asleep. He shouldn't be in office. He's not cognitively able to run this country. He's too old. That's right. He is too old. I don't care if you like his policies. That's fine. I don't care if you like his personality from the past. That's fine, too. But he is technically too old. He cannot complete his sentences. He has dementia or whatever it is, Alzheimer's. It is too late for him at this point. It's kind of wild that he's up there at all right now. There we go. 2,800. So that's a big price change. 1,200 price drop. Maybe a little more enticing now. I hope that's a bit more enticing. All right, so we have this Brock's Training Method 9. The Schoolgirl for 500. Power Keepers Armaldo. Wick got more expensive. And there's Bulbasaur Prism 8. A great card. I think the Shining Charizard's a lot more enticing at that price. So I would not be surprised if he gets snatched. Okay, cool. We'll put this over here now. I'll take your PSA 10 Kabutops for free. I just looked up and saw the first edition's art. The Supreme Court said it was Bill Clinton. Like a loser and an imbecile. Oh, Trump sounds like a loser and an imbecile. I'm sorry you feel that way. Robert, you should explain what you mean by that. So don't just throw insult, like talk about it. Funko says, I have that same card and it's really nice. Do you play Pokemon Go? I do not. Price check Wick. Let's price check Wick. So Wick, last time I checked, was not available. Burning Shadows Wick. There are none for sale. Let me just check in case it's PSA 10 or any of that. Nope. So Wick is not for sale. What we find interesting about Wick is I think it sold. Okay, so here are the last sales on this card. They're all gone. Okay, so there's none for sale. When a card has none for sale, you just get to do your own price. Now, that's Wick. I want to show you Acerola from the same set. Another girl card from the same set. Are you ready? So this is on June 12th. This is Acerola 10. Same set. Acerola 10, 3,200. Okay. So that card's really jumped because people are valuing Acerola. Now, maybe people like Acerola quite a lot more than Wick. But so my price is 700, which is over the older price, but much cheaper than Acerola, which just sold for 2,300. So that's the reasoning behind it. Random Gamer says, damn, yeah, that's what I said. I said, holy, that just happened too. So the Acerola sold around that 2,000 mark twice. So 700 for Wick suddenly doesn't sound so crazy because there's none for sale, and the Acerola from the exact same set just sold for 2.3 thousand. Again, that could just be because people like Acerola. But, you know, I never saw Acerola sales doing way better than average girl card sales in the Pokemon hobby. She was always just like, people liked her, but she was about the same as all the other girl characters. So, all right, let's do a little refresh, see if we got any orders in. It doesn't look like it. I may be shutting down early tonight, guys. We're not getting any orders. Oh, hold on. I think I spoke too soon. I had to hit that again. Holy boobs. Unless a new guy comes into power, Trump is all you got. He is the best bet because Russia and China are afraid of him. Okay. Let's see what you guys are saying. We're looking at a dead man. Joe Biden's time is short. He plays the victim all the time. It's the same story every time. It was fraud. Biden's jailing his main political opponent. I somewhat agree with that. Mr. should donate his entire collection if Biden could read an entire paragraph. I would take that bet, but I also want something if I win, if he fails to read a whole paragraph. There goes the credibility. Unless the new guy comes in power, Trump is all he got. Thick Wick, you're smart. Holy Bobs. Matthew, how are you so intelligent? You're all-knowing and omniscient. And I wish no one was afraid of anyone, and then there would be peace, but it's too late for that, so making people afraid is the best way to go to the moment. Random Gamer says, you ever play leapfrog over the friend back? You jump over or back while they crouch? What? Matthew Fowler says, I found the case you don't know about. All right, so next up we have Nathan Nemechek, and he says, put me in, coach. That's it. It's over. I'm so glad you guys finished this, because I really didn't want it to keep going into the next stream. Mr. Nathan N. You ready? Okay, this is the 151 Mini. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now, if you like this, jump into the next round. There's another round. We'll keep running rounds of this until it actually arrives, okay? If you like it, jump into the current round. Oh, let me recount these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. I ordered, says cheese. Alrighty. We're just waiting for that to show up. There we go. I found a case you don't know about. All right. All right, give me a number. What's up, Jen? Give me a number, guys. Damn, nobody getting in the Diamond Pearl break. Do not come.
Do not come.
I'm going to come.
If he couldn't do the job, he wouldn't be up there at all. The country hasn't devolved since he was in office. It didn't under Trump either. It hasn't under any presidency. He's not too old. The media dramatizes everything. Now getting into realities.
Are you saying Biden's not too old? I think he's way too old. So Super Dan says, if he couldn't do the job, he wouldn't be up there at all. Well, I mean, you can parade around a really, really old guy, and then, you know what I mean? The country hasn't devolved since he was in office. I don't know, man. I remember a very different country. I was born in 1989. You might be my same age, but the country is very different. Nobody talked about socialism. No, I mean, if you did the drag queen school reading in school, people would have been absolutely losing their minds in the 1990s. That would have been so unacceptable. And by the way, Joe Biden himself was not for homosexual marriage just a little while ago. Like during the Obama presidency, he was against it. So things have changed a lot. But he says he's not too old. The media dramatizes everything. You don't need to dramatize it. I'm watching it. Dramatize? Is that the right? Dramatize? I think I'm saying that word wrong. Dramatizes. Oh, no, I said it right. Yeah, I mean, you just watch him and you can hear he can't talk properly. So I didn't need any sort of... if anything, the media protects him, doesn't it? So the media is not pro-Trump. The media is not... Well, maybe Fox is, but I mean, like, generally, ABC, NBC, CNN, the major news medias that most people watch. Again?
Do not come.
I'm going to come. Did I get a number? You're very condescending when you're just having a conversation on Trump's case. No point in talking to you. Biden is 80 going on 105, though his brain is pudding. I have to agree. I think Joe Biden is senile. I think he is at a point where he's having mental deficiency. You don't want that for your leader. Cheese says 3. You got it, Cheese. 1, 2, 3. All right. Yu-Gi-Oh! Card Shop. Jeff Leon. Oh, Jeff on too. Wow. Jeff Leon, very lucky tonight. I was just thinking Jeff didn't have any luck tonight, and now it has turned around. So that is over. That is over now, guys. That's what the Pokemon 151 Mini looks like. It's very fast. Okay. And so now, Jeff Leon gets this. You ready? Is Jeff still here? Man, he gets really lucky. We write his name down like this. Jeff Leon. Box of 151. All right, now he has a box of 151. So when it arrives, that's his. There we go. Okay, and so now we're on the next round of it. You guys can jump in if you like the idea of it. It's $20 a spot. There's only 10 spots. Okay, and yeah, there you go. Now you understand. Now you see. Put that mark down, my word. I didn't want to send that in the middle of a break. I just won the pissing contest. So, Super Dan, I'll read it out for you because I appreciate the donation. It says, Biden, I can look at my son and say when he's old, he still gets the job done. What? What job are you referring to? The disastrous pullout of Afghanistan where 6 U.S. Marines died and we left $90 billion of equipment and probably triggered the Ukraine-Russia war because Russia realized that the American people were demoralized militarily and that we wouldn't want to be dragged into another infinite, war. So Russia probably made its move on Ukraine during the Biden presidency right after the Afghanistan disaster because he knew we were weak. So Biden probably triggered this war. Then the generals came out and said, we told Biden not to do this. Remember that? So the Senate had a hearing with the generals, and the generals said, we told Biden not to do this, but Biden told us there will be a hard pullout date, and so we will, we're going to pull out at that time no matter what. That is what the generals said. His top generals said that. They said, we advised him not to do it. That is an absolute disaster. And that's what I'm going to be telling my kids. Yeah, he made one of the stupidest military blunders ever. Probably as bad as George Bush putting us in there. George W. Bush put us in there. He shouldn't have. We had to have our whole war for oil, basically. But, yeah, it was a catastrophe, man. And again, if we weren't in that position, if that had never occurred, Putin might not have actually gone to war. You realize that, right? This whole Ukraine-Russia war where, 20,000 people are dead or something like that. I don't know what the number is, actually. Putin probably smelled blood in the water. He's a killer, right? So he said, I know the United States people will not support a war against Russia, especially right after the disaster in Afghanistan. It's the perfect timing. So he said, all right, I'm old, and this is my moment. I'm going to go invade Ukraine because Biden's a weak leader who has just made the biggest military blunder in U.S. history in a while. He triggered that war, and he had, really bright red lipstick. He turned out to be a clown because he was, stealing people's luggage. And there was just... I don't know, there's just this endless news cycle of the crazy stuff that comes out of the Joe Biden administration. Like his son, Hunter Biden, with a crack pipe and hookers, but he's not in trouble for that. But if your child did that and it was public, it would probably destroy their career. But Hunter Biden's fine. And he made millions of dollars sitting on the energy board in Ukraine. It's for some reason, I guess. But we know why. It's because that gives the Ukrainian energy board access to America, and it gives them access to Joe Biden. So it's a political move. All kinds of weird stuff. Some sort of deal with the Chinese, I guess, for energy. I've got no clue about that, I guess, but they want to investigate that, and they won't. Yeah, I don't have the same perspective. My perspective is he's very old, and he sucks. He sucks donkey balls. He was a terrible choice for the Democrats. Democrats should have chosen any other candidate, except for maybe Kamala Harris would be the other one to avoid, because ironically, she sucks really bad as well. She can barely speak publicly. Every time she speaks publicly, she puts her own foot in her mouth, or she's just tripping over her words. It's really wild, because that's your one job as a politician, is to speak well. That's the job of a politician. And it's the one thing she's no good at, it seems. So neither of them are very good. And I think it would take me 2 seconds on YouTube to pull up a clip of them just sounding really bad. This is literally just the picture-perfect example of people letting the media vote for them. Trump is and never was part of the DC political society. Why on earth would you vote for Trump or Biden is beyond me, but I mean, they still both get the job done. Every president has gotten the job done. Well, no, really not. So you use the term get the job done. What are you referring to? George Bush going after weapons of mass destruction? You know how expensive that war was? That was $10 trillion. And lots of Americans dead, a lot of American veterans disabled, arms blown off, limbs blown off. Also that we can give Afghanistan back to the Taliban, and the rise of, ISIS? We had the rise of ISIS because of the power vacuum in the Middle East. I mean, we used all of our bombs out there at the tune of $10 trillion basically to slaughter a bunch of people in another country. We're the great evil to them now. We're basically evil to them. They look at us like we're evil. I guarantee you the majority of them hate us, and we accomplish nothing, and it's totally horrible over there, I assume. There are probably places that will not be able to recover from these wars for many years. and is the whole thing's tragic, all because, I don't know, we were making fantastic weapon deals with Lockheed Martin and places like that. Places that coincidentally, Hillary Clinton, Joe Biden, and George Bush are all heavily invested in, right? So the politicians that make the big decisions to go to war, they're all heavily invested in the weapons facilities. So they use our taxpayer dollars. They take like 50% of your paycheck one way or another, and then about 20% of that goes off to bombs to go blow up some poor kid in another country. And so, and the politicians are conveniently invested in the companies that make those bombs. That's all facts. You can look that up. Those are all facts. George Bush's family was heavily invested in military arms at the time that they went to war. So their family became exceedingly wealthy from the war. And so I'm sure none of that had to do with the decision making behind it. You know what I mean? It's so bad. All right, well, I'm getting a challenge question from PayPal, security question. All right. Click the picture with all the traffic lights. All right. Please try again. All the images with stairs. Does this have stairs? All right. It thinks I'm not a robot now. Now it's going to let me log in. Yeah, really, yeah, because getting the job done is running the country. They've all done that because we're not China now. We're in an apocalyptic wasteland. Are we not an apocalyptic wasteland? I feel kind of like we are a little bit. An apocalyptic wasteland. It depends on who you speak to, I think. Like, if you're living in a nice home, maybe you don't feel that way. Mr. Cheese, 50 on my slabby slab and 1 sneaker. You got it, Cheese. All right, guys, we got an order. Yippee! Very slow day. We had a very slow stream. People must be waiting for these new sets to come out. Boom. All right, that's been updated. And let's get this pack. What do you think of North Korea? Yeah, it's a closed society where you got one leader who is exceedingly fat and probably lives like a prince in his castle. And I assume that the people do not live as well as him. It's the typical power structure of somebody who's like in charge of a, tyrannical regime. And I understand they don't allow access to Western media. You're not allowed to have movies or TV shows or any of those things because you'd be aware of the imbalance between those in power and those not in power. Most of their business, I guess, is done with China, and then all their money is used to make up nuclear bombs so they can say, hey, don't mess with us. We got nuclear bombs. Not a huge fan of North Korea. All right, Mr. Cheese. I think it's kind of silly that they're that way when you see their neighbors, China, are growing so fast because they've allowed some of the concepts of capitalism in, some of the concepts of private ownership in, so they can see China expanding rapidly as a result of those policies. And then they go, we're not going to do those policies. We're going to have one little worshipped family. They're going to be exceedingly wealthy, and everyone else can just watch. You know what I mean? It's like, nah, man, share the wealth. Let your people pursue their dreams and interests and own stuff, own private property and grow. But they're very committed to communism, remember, because that was the fight between the North and the South, was over political economic systems. And so they were the pro-communism side, and the South Korea has passed them in leaps and bounds in quality of life and everything else, and yet they just won't admit that it's a better system. They won't go to it. But, at least one fat, gonna die from gout, gonna die from smoking and drinking leader gets to live the life of luxury, while a great number of people in his country probably suffer. He owns Bang Bros. I got offered a trip to North Korea once. If there's one thing we should be concerned about, it's probably the future of our country. Big Tony, your kids isn't ever going to grow up in communism, even if the left has to wait. Relax. I mean, I feel like that's what everyone says, Super Dan. Like, again, let's say it was 1990s, and I don't know how old you are, Super Dan, but I'm 34 now. If you pulled me over and said, hey, Derek, did you know in 17 years they're going to have drag queens doing story hour for kids? I'd be like, what are you talking about, dude? Stop messing with me. I would never believe it, because that would never happen. There's just no way that would ever happen. And now it's just like, we're trying so hard to make it normal. We're trying so hard to make it normal. It's good. It's fine. Nobody cares. And the Republicans are racist and homophobes and dog whistles if they don't agree with it. So, that's progress, apparently. And we're just, when you say stuff like, we'll never be communist, it's like, well, other places thought they wouldn't be communist either, but look at them. Of course they became communist. So any of those things are possible if you don't resist it, if you don't fight it, if you don't speak up against it. It's all possible. Everything is possible. You can lose all your rights. You can become a communist society where there's no private property, or a supposed socialist society where you are taxed so heavily you're basically a communist society with extra steps. Yeah, all of that's totally possible. There won't be an official announcement. The society has become dystopic. We are there. Mr. Love's bringing up the drag queens. Well, yeah, I mean, it's one of the pivotal problems, Mr. Matthew. How do you feel about it, Matthew? Would you support it? Do you think that kids should be exposed to drag queens? Because that is a very pivotal issue, I would say. South Park did it with Mr. Slave. Leave them kids alone, says Askew. Mr. I have a chance at a 9.5. A what? Also relating drag queens to communism is, like you said earlier, to the dude relating guns to sexuality or whatever. Well, no, I wasn't relating them. I was saying that there are things you believe can't happen that definitely will. And so if you could put them into sort of like, let's say, an abstract concept of changing political norms, then yeah, there's been a very big leap of taking kids who we normally protect from sexualization, and now we actually put it in front of them intentionally. And so when you say something like, well, a capitalist society couldn't become a communist society, it's like, well, it's easier to believe that we went from capitalist to communist than it is to believe we went from protecting children from sexualizations to intentionally putting it in front of them. That's actually, it's easier to believe the financial system changed than to believe such a sexual norm, moral norms would have changed so rapidly and so aggressively. You know what I mean? I think drag queen hour is ridiculous, and it's not a thing that should be widespread. Well, yeah, not only is it ridiculous, but I think that it will actually be used as propaganda by other countries as to why United States is now basically the evil country. I think it'll go that far. I think, like when we went to war with other countries, we often said, hey, this is the evil thing they're doing over there. We're now the side that's going to have that propaganda used against us, because it's like, it never should really be a debate whether or not kids should be sexualized. Like any country that's sexualizing their children, it's not too complicated to decide that that country is going to be effed up. You just don't do that to kids. It's bad to kids. Sexualizing children is always going to be wrong. Never going to be a point where we're so progressive that sexualizing children is the future and it's good and it's normal. You know what I mean? All right, we do have a few more orders. We have Mr. Caleb Ibarra, and he says, Disney Snipe. Here we are. But it's funny because the word progress, how do you say that that's progress to do that? I feel like I could show you videos that would get this live stream in trouble, because I've seen the videos of like the drag queen hour where they're doing like basically like strip tease and pole dancing, and they're just like, yeah, this is normal. Show your kids this stuff. Caleb Ibarra, and it's so shocking to me. I was like, wow, we've really come a long way, haven't we? We've really changed. Japan pushes that boundary, in my opinion. There are a lot of people fighting for drag hour. That's what's crazy about it. I'm going to hold an assembly at my kids' school and show them how to smoke crack. They should know how about it and be okay with fentanyl. Europe is fine. You don't live there. Most of them are overinflated socialist countries relying on capitalist countries to keep them going. It's not all that, Matthew Fowler. They're like, oh no, one school in LA, whatever, had drag queen hour. It's going to be everywhere. Boo-hoo. Having a 5-year-old and one more on the way, I feel let the parents teach their children about sexuality. I don't even kiss my wife in front of our son. You don't kiss your wife in front of your kids. Like a class in the gayest school in the gayest state in the country. 1,000-year-old girls, obviously. I've been to Europe, bro. It's dope, says Robert. All right, so let's grab Caleb's bag. Thank you, Caleb, for the order. All right. Reading all your comments. Since we're having a slow stream, I can read them all. There we go. We have Shinghim Lee. 3 sneakers. All right. Ta-da. I live in Europe. Not really. I'd like to live in Europe one day. I think that'd be cool. The thing people are fighting for is normalization of trans education, telling kids it's okay if you feel different. No one is fighting for drag hour. All right, but let's say I don't agree with trans. Now, I'm not saying I care. Let's say I'm a Muslim, and my religion says transsexuality is clearly an abomination. Am I allowed to practice that, or does my kid have to be told being trans is normal? So how do you deal with that in a society where my religious freedoms are protected? Let's say I'm a Muslim and I think it's an abomination according to Allah. Does my kid have to be done with the drag queen hour, and does my kid have to be told it's normal because I'm a Muslim and I don't think it's normal? I think it's an abomination. What do you do about that? Is that just too bad? Here we go. Here's a hollow. Here's this. Here's this. At what point do you admit that it's not really about having equal rights as a transsexual, LGBTQ open society versus you have to agree with our point of view on sexuality, or else you're going to jail. You know, your kid's going to get in trouble. You're going to get in trouble. Child abuse. You know, what point do you admit that it crosses that line? Muslims don't mess with trans. They protested against it here in California. Let's decriminalize all drugs. Abomination, gay as blank, and have fun with the tyranny and war. I don't F with gays. We get to get over it. WTF. Here we are. So let's see. Whoa, there we go. Look at that. Got a textured card. Mr. Xinghim Lee. I have no clue who this is, but she's got the little angry eyebrows and a little smile on her face, so she looks like she's about to compete with you. She's like, bring it on. Very nice. All right. You got a few more cards. There we go. Sell me all your cards before you go. There we go. We're all going to be over here partying no matter what gender we are. Have fun in Afghanistan, mister. Well, I didn't say I was in Afghanistan, and my example was more of it was a hypothetical that talks about what should children be taught is normal. So let's say I'm a Muslim and I want to say transsexuality isn't normal. I don't accept it. I'm against it, and my children should never be trans. So if that's your belief, are they allowed to have that belief in this society? Or are you saying, hey, no, we've already established what's right and what's wrong, not God, not your Bible, not your Quran. So transsexuality is right, and you have to accept it, and we will expose your children to it. So what do you do about it? Because it's not something that's been settled for Muslims. It's not settled for them. They don't actually agree with your belief that is normal and is okay. So this is America, right? Okay, so they have a right to practice their religion. They pay for the school with their taxes. Why should they then have to pay for drag queen hour? There we go. Tosses over here. Xinghim Lee. I think it's a very fair question because these are really quickly moving like topics on sexuality, and we're talking about sexuality on kids. You don't talk about sexuality with adults, go crazy, do whatever you want. But these are like kids, right? So whenever you deal with kids, it's a slower moving issue. You don't tell people how their children will learn about sex. Hey, let me tell you what your children will have to accept and believe about sexuality. Those are personal issues where you have beliefs about the world. You have beliefs about right and wrong. You have beliefs about what is healthy sexual behavior versus maybe not healthy sexual behavior, right? So those are personal beliefs. The society, American society, the Constitution didn't come out and say, you must believe this about sexuality. Founding fathers weren't about that at all. The founding fathers were pretty clear about the freedom to practice your religion, though. Here's Hathim. He says, sneaky bunko snipe. You got it. Mister, they are, because they kids. We don't get to just get over it. That's like saying, when my dog licks my nuts, it's okay, so just get over it. Absolutely, just like with heterosexuality, grooming and sexualizing children is wrong. The kid who is trans gets to live without getting harassed. Seems good round for me. You're talking about kids who instigate versus kids who are passively just trying to live. The school system is regulated by the state. There's instigating demoralizing acts, though, based on your beliefs, and there's passively living with your beliefs and not bothering anyone. Mister, can I change my order to 2 clay burst? Oh, Hathim, I would. I would change it for you. I'm afraid it's against the rules to make a change to your order right when a hit gets pulled, though. That's in the rules. But look at this. It's a fresh box. You know what a fresh box means. It means you got a fresh chance for a new hit. So let's take one out of the middle for you, okay? All right, this one. That's the one with the big hit. Signature, I guarantee it. You ready? You ready? Yeah, you can't change out of a pack right after a hit comes. Mr. Reed Haggle. Was Haggle somebody's order? You mean them? They should be taught about it in the taught about it being okay in the U.S., but I don't think it should be taught until late high school. Well, no, because when my Muslim child is in high school, it's still not okay. I'm an adult, and our sexual beliefs is that we're not okay with that stuff. It's an abomination. So you will never teach my kid that it's okay to do those kinds of sexual things, right? So like Sodom and Gomorrah was another one from the Bible. Are Christians, I'm not Christian, remember that, guys. I'm just speaking theoretically. I'm speaking hypothetically. I'm speaking in the abstract. So I'm giving you examples of why you have competing beliefs, competing religious beliefs about how sexuality is right or wrong. So people who are non-religious very quickly have moved on to anything goes almost, right? But people who are religious are saying, no, they already talked about this in the past. This is not anything goes. They already said on this specific topic, this is evil. So what do you tell those guys? Just screw you. Your kids are going to be exposed to it anyways. It is right. Our beliefs are the right beliefs. Your beliefs are the wrong beliefs. How do you deal with that? You know, just because your kid reached high school doesn't mean that all of a sudden their religion changed and they want their kids to be told that that's okay. They don't want that. They still want their child to follow Islam properly and not be trans. Whoa! Do they have a right for you to not teach that stuff to their kids in the school that they pay for with their tax money? Do they have a right for that? There you go. The next thing that's going to happen, you're going to have segregated schools, you know. Muslims are all going to say, we need a Muslim school because this is nuts. Mr. Them. But if you're going to have a private school, you should be allowed to opt out of paying taxes for the public school because your kid doesn't even go there. Okay, so that's very important here in this subject. So if they say we don't want our kids learning that, we're sending them over here to the private school, and we are not paying taxes for the public school. No way. So how do you implement that? Because that would be fair, wouldn't it? That's only fair if their child's not going. Well, then they don't pay for that school. Obviously, that wouldn't make any sense. They wouldn't pay for the public school if they're not going. My parents homeschooled us, and they still had to pay taxes for public school. It didn't make any sense. How long's the line? What's up, Space Knights? It is a short line. Remember when we were kids and we were told there was a Santa Claus and we believed our parents? Now, listen, again, I'm not religious. So the Santa Claus, I totally get the Santa Claus argument. Jesus and God is Santa Claus. I get that. I'm talking about rights in the country, though. Do they have a right to believe their own ideas about sexuality? Or is it a my way highway at this point when it comes to like LGBTQ? That's a big deal if you say, hey, it's my way highway. It kind of redefines the country a little bit. It sort of almost establishes like a law of sexuality, in my opinion. Which, by the way, the founding fathers did not write any laws like that. That's totally fine. Let them have a Muslim school. They already exist. School taxes suck. That's a big deal for me. So taxation, anytime you talk taxation, that is always a subject I'm hyper aware of. So if you don't send your children to the public school, you should not have to pay taxes to the public school. That would be unfair. I think that you should be able to opt out of paying taxes on the public school. And the fact that we don't have a system like that already is crazy. Let's segregate the trans schools instead. Mr. You're not religious. How do you feel about in God we trust being said every single morning? Remove it. I don't care. See, doesn't bother me at all. Random Gamer says I'm an atheist. California trying to take out the opt-out clause during LGBTQ education days, so making it impossible for parents to take their kids out of class during the gay days. Right, and so once again, it becomes a subject. Let's say somebody has beliefs where they do not agree with it. Those are their personal beliefs. Just like some people believe in abortion, some people don't believe in abortion. But are you saying like you all now have to be sent to school where you're told abortion is good? 100% of the children have to be told it's good, right? So this is a big deal because this is public education. It's general education for everybody. And everybody is a diverse country. And when you reach that point where you're saying it's our way highway, you have to believe the things that we believe or else. But also you have to pay for it even if you disagree with it. You know, this is going to create a type of conflict and friction where people become radicalized, in my opinion. It's going to radicalize people who go, I can't believe I'm being forced to pay for this stuff. I can't believe they're trying to change my children or try to get me to believe these things. It's a re-education camp. It's an assault on my religious beliefs. You know what I mean? And people who are not religious, including, remember, I'm not religious. We look at it like, oh, this is just normal. This is the future. Come and join us in the future. But it's like, how do you want to implement the future? You know, force them to join you? That'll never work. The more you persecute somebody's belief system, the harder they will hold on to it. And it sort of defeats the idea that in a democracy of ideas, you can convince people of the better idea rather than force them to agree with your ideas. When you reach that point where you're forcing people to agree with your ideas, you're now actually a tyrannical style of government. Now, maybe you could say, hey, but we're tyrannical for all the right ideas. Our tyranny works because it's for the right ideas. Sure, you feel that way now. What happens when the wrong person gets in power and they do the same thing to you? Right? So what kind of society do you want to live in? A one of democratic ideas where you can all, live in the country at the same time, but not force your ideas and religious beliefs on others, which is exactly why I became a liberal when I left home. I didn't like the Christians telling me how to live. But now you have it going the other way around, where you're saying, we'll tell the Muslims how to live. We'll tell the Christians how to live. So you got it going the other way around. I'm still against it. It's still not okay. You don't tell them how to live. They'll figure it out, right? So, and their children will figure it out at the age of 18, which is the age everyone is free to think for themselves. But school is a sort of brainwashing facility. And so before you get out of school, that brainwashing facility better be for the general public and not for your personal beliefs, in my opinion. Otherwise, that person should be allowed to homeschool and they should be allowed to opt out of paying for the public education, right? And that's a very important idea to me. We don't offer that idea, and I think it's wrong. I think that, when the Founding Fathers founded America, there was no public school. We invented that later. Public school is being demonetized or defunded. That's actually on my personal belief list. California trying to let minors get abortions without their parents knowing about it. Leo says, I don't have any interest in history, but I still went to history class. It's not hard to ignore. Yes, Super Dan, he doesn't see the connection. No, because honestly, if you went to or used the public school system, you of course should pay. I mean, you either use the free education or you don't. Leave them kids alone, which is exactly what Trump tried to do when he raised a mob. If you leave this stuff for high school, the children are old enough to ignore what they don't believe. I don't necessarily agree with that. Why? Some high schoolers are that smart. Quite a few of them are not. Ghost says, as long as you aren't trying to force beliefs onto someone, everyone should have their own beliefs if they want to or if they don't want to. Ruin Nation says, what gets me is they push this kind of stuff on us. They want to say your kids need to learn this, but then also they are okay with killing a baby before it's born. Right, so Democrats might understand this subject in that way. They might go like, I don't want my child to learn that abortion is murder, so you can't force me to learn that in school, right? But so what if the Christians were forcing your children to learn that in school? You just wouldn't allow it. You'd be like, that's not my belief system. Those aren't my values. So, and I would say it goes both ways. A mob, what about people who push for BLM riots? Yeah, BLM riots were really expensive. Well, you know why the politicians are so, super unhappy with the Capitol Hill riot is because it actually threatened them, the elites in power. They went, wait a second, this actually affects us. This could be dangerous to us. So now they care quite a bit. When it was the private street with all the people losing their livelihoods and like 20 people died and all this money was lost, that doesn't affect them. They're on their, they're in their Capitol Hill house. They don't care about any of that crap. So once you take the fight straight to the politicians, it's a big deal. They go, wait a second, this could actually affect me. I'm not for the destruction of small businesses. Yes, I'm not either. They push so much trans stuff onto kids as well, which I don't agree with. Take out money on education is very dangerous. It would need to be a very delicate situation because it can easily go too much away. It should then. If it goes too much away, the school should fail. See, that is my concept. Schools should not succeed guaranteed. If your school sucks, it needs to go out of business. That's how it works in this country. If you are so bad at educating that nobody wants to be educated by you, then you need to go out of business and be replaced by somebody who's good at educating. All right, so we should have a pledge, just not one based on religion. How much will the 151 packs be, please? I don't know yet, Scott. Once you put your kid in a public school, they're in the public. You cannot care what ideals or opinions they hear at that point. Now, I totally disagree with that, Matthew. Matthew, that line of thinking is what I hated in the 90s, because in the 90s, we were way more religious. So let's say that I was sending my kids to a school where they were being 11 siblings. They're brainwashable. So whatever you teach a kid, they'll accept. And they don't really start they don't really go to work all day, and then you pay for it, not directly, but it comes out of your paycheck in the form of taxes. So you should have a say in, listen, our kids need to learn math and English. You don't need to teach my kid your religion. My child is free of your belief system. Don't teach it there. See what I'm saying? And that should apply both ways, to both Republican ideas and Democrat ideas. If it's a highly politicized, highly contested, only 50% of the people believe in it kind of idea, just leave it out. You don't need it. You need English and you need math. They can go talk about those subjects in college. Big Tony says, no, not really. Riots were pushed by Democrats. Trump didn't tell them to rush into the Capitol. The Dems let them in. 100% mister. They only cared about it. Affected them personally and not small businesses. Great point. Stream cut. Didn't hear what you said. Oh, no. I had the best speech. This speech, listen, Matthew, this speech was so good, it would have instantly changed your mind. And it cut out, oh, man. BLM is a big scam. I just want to say, for the record, I was always against it. I didn't like Black Lives Matter. I think that their organization should have been clever, and they should have said all lives matter from the very beginning. That should have been their slogan. They should have taken it over, because it's a clever slogan. Because when you say all lives matter, you're still saying Black Lives Matter, but you're saying it in a way that's inclusive, but it gets people thinking like, you know what? If all lives matter, then maybe we're not caring enough about the Black community, right? So they should have adopted, it was a better phrase, they should have adopted it right at the beginning. Instead of being a separatist group, they should have been all about harmony and one people's sympathy, rather than causing aggression and looting and damage. And ultimately what they created was a large opposition party for themselves, and they're kind of falling apart now. Nobody necessarily thinks that anything is improved as a result of their group. Not that I've heard of. I haven't heard anything. I don't know if you guys have heard anything. They pushed for destruction, cried January 6th. A lot of people still locked up from that day. Why they will this trans stuff want to teach to so young kids? Because young kids can be manipulated better. Well, again, it's maybe that's true that they can be manipulated better, but more importantly, they don't view it as wrong. They don't view it as a sexual perversion. They don't view it as personal choice. They don't view it as legitimate identity. Okay, so they're not questioning if it's a legitimate identity is what I meant by that. So the people in the schools who are pushing those ideas already fully agree with it. Then there are people on the religious side saying, I don't agree with any of that stuff. Why would you ever push that on children? And why are you grooming my child? So to dismiss that there are people with different sexual beliefs is to just say, hey, this is a my way, highway subject. This is right and you're wrong. And you've got these religions that have been around for like thousands of years. Islam, presumably conservative Jews, Christians, they've been around for thousands of years. They don't agree with any of that. Although there are like Christian groups now who do like, they try to do the LGBTQ thing. But, like the Catholics will never agree with it. They've been around for like 2,000 years. I don't think they'll ever agree with it. I don't think the Muslims will ever agree with it either. And so they've been around for a long time, and then just you spring this on them and say, yeah, it's my way, highway. This is right, you're wrong. You know what I mean? And it's fascinating because it's legalized now. It's at the government level. You know what I mean? And it's interesting because how are you supposed to practice your beliefs about sex if the government's saying, no, your child will learn this is normal and will believe those things about sex? I just think if you really wanted to convert people over to your beliefs about LGBTQ, you can't do it in a tyrannical way, because again, what you really actually do is you destroy harmony, and instead you actually create conflict. So you're going to have an opposition group, you're going to have an enemy as a result of forcing people into it and saying, this is a my way, highway. The best method is to convince people to agree with you, rather than to just tell them, well, this is the law now. You live in a society that forces you to live this way. again, that's going to actually cause destruction in the society. It's going to cause society to be less unified and to fall apart. What was so brilliant about the United States was you could have different beliefs and everyone gets along. And you're undoing that now because everyone always wants to have control. Everyone always wants tyranny. Everyone always wants to say my way, highway. That's what power is about. That's what control is about. So, but in the end, what made America special was saying you can have your beliefs and I will have my beliefs, and they're in opposition to each other, but we're going to live in the same society and get along fine. But you're starting to undo that, and that's the rise of sort of like the authoritarian left. And you know what it's going to do? It's going to cause the rise of an authoritarian right. That's exactly what you're going to get. You're going to get an authoritarian right. They're going to rise up, and it's going to get nasty. You know what I mean? All right. BLM succeeded, though. The founders are all now rich, bought mansions. Sure, good for them. Government ran by satanic pedophiles. XY chromosomes can't be changed. What if a asteroid big enough to kill the dinosaurs hit Earth now? It's the equivalent of saying that it's okay to be Muslim in the Christian community. You don't have to feel strange there. LMFAO, Mr. pointing out all the ways the country devolves and pointing out all this stuff from history, but then says, and we would all get along. We'd all just get along and sing Kumbaya, my lord. All right, guys, so I think we're out of orders. Let me just check. Kara Nichols, 4 clay bursts. Here we are. All right. Here we are. Leave them kids alone. We're not done yet, guys. It's a great conversation, by the way. It's a very difficult conversation to have. But my perspective is actually the classical liberal idea. And the classical liberal idea came about as a need for free speech because in the 90s, it was the Christian conservatives who had all the power, and they were forcing religious beliefs onto kids, and you needed to say, listen, we just need to learn English and math here. You do not need to force the 10 Commandments onto children. And so the Liberal Party was really behind that. Would you live in Scotland? I would. I would very much like to. It would be very difficult to do. The biggest problem, the number one issue that stops me from going, taxes. Sorry, Scotland, I've been taxed away. You've scared me away with your insane taxes. So maybe one day I will be retired and just traveling to Scotland for fun. I'm worried for the kids. Have you seen the next gen working class? Shesh stress. I'm worried for kids too. Have you seen the latest generation of Pokemon? Oh my god. Our Pokemon had guns in their shell. Blastoise had cannons, dude. Alright. Kara Nichols. For the record, I agree that biologically there's 2 genders, but if someone feels a different way, let them. They're not hurting anyone. Yeah, I feel the same way. I actually feel the same way. They're not hurting anyone. Exactly. But it's a little different when you start talking about sexual norms. And I feel that you either have to live in a sort of society that says, no Muslims, you can go bye-bye. Sorry, Christians, you can go bye-bye. You're both wrong. And establish a sexual rule, which we'd never done in this country before. Or you have to design it so that we don't touch the kids with sex information, right? We don't go near that. They're children. Leave them alone. They're not your kids. They belong to a set of parents that do have beliefs about what kind of sexual values they want their kids to have. And those parents will decide what those values are. Not the school. You know what I mean? But the school's taking it upon themselves to decide for you what is normal and what is not. And I think that goes too far. I think it no longer becomes a public school. It becomes either a Democratic school or a Republican school. Now, you could have that. What I'm saying is you could have that. But if you do have that, then you have to be able to opt out of paying taxes for it. That's the number one thing. You have to be able to opt out of paying taxes for it. All right. Mr. Omar says, want Pokemon Go Japanese. You got it, Omar. Here we are. All right. Ass Ketchum. Sexual education is too far. Middle school is the sweet spot. Really? You know, I didn't go to public school. I figured that sex education occurs in high school because no one in middle school should be having sex, right? Why would you teach them in middle school? That's crazy. All right, here we are. Oh, beautiful. Picking up a holographic Charizard. I think people largely forget, too, that public schools don't just decide this. Nope says, would rather have the overbearing 90s Christians back over the insane far leftists. Matthew says, you can join the guy on the street corner and both say you're God, preach your heart out. Super Dan says, PTAs exist, boards exist, and they all are under scrutiny. SQ says, sex ed is knowledge to procreate and stay safe. That's it, nothing more, nothing less. Because kids develop hormones at the age. All right, here we are. We didn't talk about sex in our homeschool education at all. Not with my parents. I mean, my dad taught me the bird and the bees, right? He just pulled me aside. He's like, I have sex with your mom, and that's where you come from. So it was very easy. And it was so simple. Like, I got it like that. I was like, I get it. And but the homeschool association, there were 500 families there. They met once a week. They had serious classes, and I really enjoyed it. There were actual professors that were homeschooled when they were kids that give back to like that community because they come back and teach. And there was no class for sexuality. Like, nobody would ever even dare touch that. And the rule was you just didn't have sex as a kid. Like, why would you have sex as a kid? So even when you say stuff like, yeah, they teach sex ed in middle school, it's like, what are you talking about? Kids don't need to know about that. What they need to be told is not to have sex until they're adults. You know, why would you be having sex in middle school? If my kid was having sex in middle school, I'd feel like I failed them as a parent. They shouldn't be doing that. They shouldn't be thinking about it. They shouldn't be aware of it. They should be miles away from that. They should be working on math and English and maybe Spanish. Should be working on that. Should be working on stuff that's useful. Hey, old mister, still taking orders? I sure am. We had a slow night. Send that order in. My son had it this year, 6th grade, and I had it in 6th grade all. Wow, it's really different. So again, I don't know what goes on in public school necessarily, but I was homeschooled, and you were basically told if you tried to talk about sexuality in a Catholic homeschool association, everyone would have been shocked by you, and you probably would have gotten isolated. They'd have been like, we don't talk sex. We don't talk sex because we don't also have sex. They would think you were a pervert if you talked sex. They would think you were disgusting if you talked about it. Like, how would you even know about it? Nobody knew about sexuality growing up. You didn't watch adult content. Nobody watched adult content. You didn't talk about it. It was extremely taboo to talk about it in a religious organization. So, and I'm happy with that outcome. I've had a great, my sex life has been just fine. And I didn't make any mistakes as a kid. I didn't get used as a kid. I didn't use anybody as a kid. You know what I mean? So I didn't hurt anybody. I didn't accidentally get anyone pregnant. Who needs to have sex in elementary school? Or whatever you said, middle school. Who needs to have sex in middle school? Nobody. You don't need sex. What you need to be doing is getting good grades. You need to be getting good grades. You don't need to be... Nobody should be having sex at that age. What's the point of it? My middle school year, I knew 3 girls got pregnant in middle school. I gotta look this up. What is the age for middle school? 11 to 13? Bro, that's crazy, man. That's crazy.
Hey, Misto, can I see which slab you have for sale around 170-ish?
What slab I had for sale around 107. Oh, you're talking about the Gengar? You guys were talking about sex by the age of 11 to 13? That's crazy. Here we are. That was back in 1996. Yup, in 7th grade, my high school had a daycare. I'm a proud virgin, mister. I'm glad for you. Good job, Rand. Kids in middle school shouldn't have sex, but they need to know the consequences. Well, they wouldn't think of having it if they didn't know about it. I saw my first blank when I was 10, but it was a magazine. I saw my first blank when I was 8 years old. I'm pretty sure I was 8. And it was, I thought, oh my God, this is awesome. Naked people. But it didn't make me have sex. I wasn't going to try even. It would have been extremely taboo to act in any sexual manner toward anybody in the Homeschoolers Association, right? Like, even kissing was taboo. You wouldn't have kissed anybody even. It's wild to think about. You guys had a very different childhood than me. If that was, like, normal in public school. I'm not going to send my kid to public school. Forget about it. You got school shootings. Yet kids are going to go get someone pregnant or get some stupid lifelong sexual disease. and lose their special sexual memory to somebody that they won't marry. That just sounds like awful, man. I don't get it. I don't get it. That's wild. Probs why we're taught earlier is the 140 Delta species wheezing. Yes, wheezing. The wheezing. No way, man. That's crazy. Being taught sex at 11? You're like a baby at 11 years old. You're putting it in their head if you're teaching it to them at the age of 11. Always kiss your homies. You never know when it's their day to go. Here he is. Beautiful, right? Let me price check that, by the way. I just want to make sure that is correct. Some of these got priced a long time ago, but I think it is correct. No, it is not correct. That wheezing is not correct. The cheapest wheezing is, don't buy it, okay? So we follow the prices on these. Remember, all these slabs you see up here. So this went from 4,000 down to 2,800, but we actually do check prices on these. I apologize. This wheezing is $227. We'll do $220. There you go. So, boom. Always kiss your homies. That's right. A lot of people I know in their 30s have kids are talking about homeschooling their children. Dude, I'm definitely not going to send my kid to public school. They're going to get shot by somebody. They're going to get shot. They're going to get drugs. They're going to have sex with somebody apparently at the age of 11. Probably doesn't happen as much as I think. But I don't know, man. If I could afford to send my kid to a nice private school, that's probably what I would try to do. Luckily, I don't have any kids yet, so I have time to save up. Nowadays, you can't hide sex from the kids, says Funko. That's an interesting point. You know, you got the internet, right? Like, I get on TikTok, and it's very fast to run into a very sexualized post on TikTok. Another girl with a similar name in the same area did the same thing, except in a dumpster and a baby lived. Humans reach sexual maturity way earlier than you think. It's gross to think about, but that's when we start thinking in that way. Yeah, but as an advanced society, you don't want your kids having sex at 11, like the squirrels in your backyard, because that would be highly stupid. Sounds like those teachers were perverted. All right, very nice. All algorithms lead to naked thoughts on TikTok. I mostly get news on TikTok, but you can't avoid sexuality on TikTok. You eventually get it either way. Hey, Mr. Slab away the wick and put the rest toward the slab away. This is Haggai. Woo. All right, you got it, man. One of the wicks is gone, everybody. There we go. Now, it actually says you have a clay doll right now. Is that the same card? Like, do you still have it? Let me go double check it. Mr. Haggai, you might already have a card. Unless it was already paid for. Oh, maybe you already paid for it. Did you already pay for it and I never took it down? He might have already paid for it and I never took it down off of the thingamabobby. Paid down already. Oh, I never removed it. All right, very cool, man. So this is going to say wick 700. Now, let's see, 140 minus 25 is going to be 115 minus 700. $585 remain. Cool. Yeah, you might as well, because that Acerola going for 2.3 thousand is such a gigantic gap from the price of the wick. They were always actually very close in price to each other. I remember wick could sell for 400, Acerola would sell for 400. Just sent $5 on PayPal for Pokemon Go Pack. Did I order correctly? You sure did. Are you here? So, Mr. Omar Negret pulls a Charizard. All right, so now your card goes into a little baggie. So now you got your own bag. Yeah, we were really innocent in the Catholic Homeschoolers Association, and I have no regrets about that. I feel like, what would I have really done? Let's say I would have managed to get sex at 13. What would that have even been like? Some poor girl at 13 having sex with me? I don't think that would have been such a great memory. Also, transmitting sexual diseases, getting someone pregnant by accident, like... If public school is a place where you constantly have to fear your kids are going to do that, why would anyone send their kid to public school then? What is public school meant to be? A place where you make that horrible mistake at the age of 13? Because that would never happen in the Catholic Homeschoolers Association. Never. It didn't happen. I was there for 4 years. It never happened. No one got pregnant. Not a single girl in the Homeschoolers Association got pregnant. No one did. And no one was having sex. It was just a place where you were just a kid. You played a lot of sports. You did art. You did acting. You did music. You learned subjects. Yeah, it was a good place. I would send my kids there. Nice. Appreciate it. You never tried soaking, mister? I never did the soaking. I was 1 inch long at 13. Now I'm 2. Wow, doubled in size, Rand. That's a brag, man. If I wasn't in public school, I would never met my middle school sweetheart. Yeah, well, some of the homeschoolers met their sweethearts in the Homeschoolers Association as well. That actually was the thing. I told you guys about Chris Kenny yesterday. He is a friend of mine, and he married Isabelle Duplantier, and they were, where do you think they met? They met the Homeschoolers Association. So he met her there. Here we are. My brother had a same crush on the same girl. Let's see. The Duplantiers had it was 5 or 6 girls and then 1 boy. And so their daughters were always running around being all attractive. The Duplantier girls. All right, cool. Well, I think we wrap up there. It's 4:30 and I'm just not seeing any new orders come in. So it's a very slow night. And I'm glad we picked up Mr. Hagai's order, but it's just a very slow night. You guys can still jump into this here. It's still running. Pokemon 151 Mini. $20 for 1 in 10 odds of a whole box of Pokemon 151. We completed 1 round of it. Mr. Jeff Leon won a whole box of 151, but I'll keep posting it until the set arrives here in America. Mr. I had sex in middle school. It was horrible, and I was homeschooled. I get you. I got the joke. I'm joking, by the way. You actually never know what could have happened if you went a different route. You could have married Kim K. Ooh, Mr. I sent one, says at them. Elijah, was your uncle the teacher? Oh. Good show, everyone. All right, so we have Mr. Omar sending another order for 1 clay burst. Here you go, Mr. Omar. All right. Get the sneeps in. Guys, I have an Abra from Gold Deck Ho-Oh in Beckett 9.5, but can't find much on internet. Can anyone tell me what it's worth? The big deal is wanting to tell kids it's okay to feel different from others. They're not trying to make kids gay, trans. Oh, you think that they're not trying to make kids gay or trans. I have to sincerely disagree with that. That is not true. That is not true. Mr. Omar, I think that there is some people who just want it to be normalized. Nobody's in trouble for it. Nobody's bullied for it. There is definitely also a group of people who view it as a cause, and they believe that some percentage of straight people are secretly gay or trans, and so they're out there trying to test you, like, will you be gay? Will you be trans? Will you be gay? Will you be trans? So I have to disagree. I think they are actually, not all of them, but some people are trying to turn your kid gay or trans. Definitely. They are 100% grouping, says Noob Fan. Where are you seeing that they are telling kids to be gay? Well, I just saw a video on TikTok where they were in their math class and they turned on some sort of gay video in the math class. They want low testosterone femboys, so we can't fight back when they come to take our stuff. RuPaul was a TV show. I heard Matthew puts on a wig at night. Sounds more like a conspiracy to me. Yeah, I mean, that's like saying you're in a math class and they turn on like a TV show about Jesus, and then you say, hey, you're trying to force your Jesus down our throat. And the Christians say, sounds like a conspiracy to me. That's not a conspiracy, man. You just have a different point of view, but that's not a conspiracy. I watched it. It was going viral on the internet, and I thought it was nuts. There are only two genders, says Skazard. Pride people embracing. Light your TV show. Mr. Hathim. Oh, here we go. Mr. Hathim. One more clay burst. You got it. Ta-da. It's because there's two very different perspectives going on. There's a perspective where half the country, 50% of the country, Democrats in particular, believe that transsexuality, homosexuality, all of the things in between are 100% normal and good and okay and healthy. And so they've all of their actions, like maybe like the drag queen reading hour, to them that's just normal because all the other things are normal. Then you got almost another half of the country going, that's not normal. We call that maybe like sexual perversion or something, right? Maybe we call it an abomination like in the Bible or something. So to them, it's not normal. So they see drag queen hour and they freak out over it. They're like, what are you doing, dude? Well, you can't do that to the kids. And that's how it becomes sort of like a flash in the pan topic, and it becomes one of those perfect topics like abortion. It's a serious battleground topic in my opinion. That's a cold round, Mr. Athim. Soup. There's a difference between conspiracy and conspiracy theory. Mr. Absolutely Dunking. Oh, well, you probably agree with me, Nobe. They want our future men to take it from them, literally and figuratively. It's not about dunking, Nobe. It's about having a good conversation. Not all Democrats. True, and also not all Republicans either. So some Republicans maybe are fine with it. FBI listing right now. Matthew Fowler says, I just watched the video, showed two girls close to each other. Is that telling kids to be gay? No. There's a different video. Here, I'll look it up for you. Maybe I can find it. Different video. I don't even know what to search. Okay, let's see. I know what I'm looking for, but TikTok's actually really good at getting you the very, very latest thing that's happening. Like, it gets it to you faster than the news does because it goes viral on people's cell phones, and the news has to write like a formal article and stuff. All right, I can't find it. Video, teacher turns on LGBTQ in classroom, kids moan. So I searched that. I don't actually know what to search. If I had it on my cell phone, if I had saved it, I could just share it to our Discord. Maybe I will next time if I run into it again. But I must have seen it like 3 times pop up because it was trending, so people were reposting it. But it was children that were privately recording in their math class, a teacher who was turning on like a LGBTQ pride TV show for their, not TV show, it was like a document style thing for them on the projector. And all the kids started moaning like, come on, man, why are you turning this on? And one kid pretended to throw up. And what happened was the teacher got pissed off at them for reacting that way. And they said, I'll send you to the principal if you react that way. That's inappropriate. So it was a really fascinating video because even the kids didn't like that they were being sort of pushed into this topic. And it was an inappropriate classroom to be learning about it. Mr. Omar, 1 Silver Tempest. Oh, that's Lost Origin. Where's the Silver Tempest? Aha! Got it. I watched the video you described earlier. I watch TV shows with only gay people, says Alex. It's going to pop up next time you go on TikTok. The algorithm listens. I think it does. I think the algorithm knows my Google search, actually. Here's Kabbalion and Rapidash. Yeah, so if I am Googling some sort of subject for a while, it seems that TikTok knows exactly what I'm looking up. So like if I'm searching about like health and losing weight, all of a sudden I get health and weight loss TikToks on my TikTok feed. It's really clever. All right, cold. They must have some sort of listening method built into their software that knows what I'm doing on my cell phone, or maybe Google sells them the data. I don't know. Finally watched Minister. Yeah, I watched that video. Only showed 2 girls close to each other. Here we are. You're talking about the actual video in the background. I'm sorry. So I don't actually know all the things that played on that video because for me, the clip only lasts for like a few seconds. The majority of what you see is the kids like hating on it and then the teacher getting very pissed off at the kids. That's what you actually see. All right. So we are definitely done now, guys. Interesting conversation. in the end, all I just wanted to say was that if you go the route of forcing people to agree with your ideas on sex identity, on normal sexual behaviors, if you go that route where it's sort of like my way, highway, you will pay for the public education, and then we will teach your kids stuff that goes directly against your closely held religious beliefs. What you're really doing is you're forcing your beliefs on them. It's like a reverse of what it used to be in the past, where religious people would force their reviews on you. Their not reviews, their beliefs on you. And so if you believe in liberalism, if you believe in freedom of thought, freedom of choice, that means there's going to be people who don't agree with transsexuality, and you have to allow them to do that. You have to let them disagree with it. And they probably should not be forced to have their kids learn it. If they don't want their kids to learn it, it's their kid. They made the kid. They pay for the damn kid. It's their kid. They can teach the kid what they want when it comes to those kind of subjects. So if a school is going to force you to learn it, you should be allowed to get out of paying for that school. You should not have to pay taxes toward it. I strongly believe in that. And on the subject, my belief is that if you're going to do transsexuality, definitely don't castrate anyone. Castration should never be acceptable. It's not a real sexuality type. It is a mutilation. No castrating. So that's all I got to say on that subject. Those are my actual held beliefs. You know, if you're a girl who feels more like a boy, I don't really care. If you're a boy who feels like a girl, that's fine too. But I'll never accept castration. If it's something that takes away your sexual function, like you can no longer have sex, no, because that's one of the best things in life is being able to have sex. So I can't support it. I can't support any castration. And kids should not be having drag queen hour. What the hell? Like, that's wild stuff, man. Drag queen hour at school. Like, what? That's like adult sexual stuff. Adults do that stuff, and then they make out, and then they get naked with each other. What are you talking about? What are we going to do, like pole stripper dancers next? Like, I don't know. To me, that's wild stuff. Drag queen is in the same category as striptease in my mind. Maybe I'm ignorant. Maybe drag queen is not about that. But in my mind, yeah, it is highly sexualized. That's the purpose of it. You have adult men putting on women's clothing, and that deals directly in sexuality. But I don't know. Maybe I'm stupid and uneducated. But to me, it's pretty obvious. Let's ship all the people who want to talk about trans to kids all the way to Kodiak out. Mr. Paint Your Nails. I'm painting my nails. Whatever my wife talks about, Pokemon is better than sex. We have a cheerleader at sporting events. Right, we do have cheerleaders at sporting events. Maybe that should be gotten rid of too, right? You can make a great argument for that if you like, but yeah. I guess the difference is at a sporting event, that's a private event that you typically you have to go to. School is like, you kind of have to send your kid to school, okay? So it's a bit different in that case. Drag Queen Story Hour started in 2015, but now we care. Well, if it started in 2015, it obviously wasn't viral yet, and I would say 2015 was not all that long ago. That was about 8 years ago. And so if people only recently became aware of it, then yeah, now it's becoming a serious thing. Also depends on how many people were practicing it. If a lot of people were practicing it versus just like 1 or 2 schools, you just wouldn't have known about it yet. Pokemon's better than 6. All right, guys, hopefully we have a crazier stream tomorrow, because today's stream was slow. That's why we're talking about all this stuff, because we got time to talk about this stuff. When we are full of orders, we don't have as much time to talk about all the controversial issues. But I have fun. I'm always open-minded, and, so I like to talk about issues. I also like to hear compelling arguments. So I love compelling arguments. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Well, actually, I'll see you guys in about an hour, because we're going to have our daily walk, and maybe we'll continue the subject over there, because I'm going to have my daily walk and get my exercise in. See you later, everybody.